Mama dumela hle. Ke nna Madala. Ke tlo khopela Khensane hore a go bontshe video e. Ke a itse mama tle bathong hore ha o bone but ke tsaya gore o tla utlwa sentle. Ke a itumela gore ke bue le wena ka jeko ka di 9 August tsa 2021. Yo mama, you are 83 years of age. Lettah Kokonana Matjila. Cho ho monate ba wena. Ke a itse wena o e rata ntho eo. Ke nwa tee Khensane o tla o irela tee le yena. Ke tsaya gore wena hona bjanong o busy wa ja hona bjanong ka hona ke 1 o'clock. So hey, papa o teng mama. Papa wa Nyeko o teng, papa wa Aluta o teng. Ka tsheko na ke lo bona Aluta ke meseditse yogurt and then le juice. Ka feta ke mo dumedisa fela ka re hello. Wantshaba mara tla look tla mo nice card. Ke a itse gore o utlwile botlhoko mo le mo teng ka baka lelaka le mama bathong. And then ke a itse gore wa rapela every day o botsa modimo gore o kopa modimo gore a lokise dilo tsaka. Ke boele go mmerekong dilo tse di bjao. O mpone mama ha ne ke le ko gae gore ne ke le busy bjang ke sa robale ke le mo laptopong. Dilo tse ne ke dira mo laptopong ne di sa itire. O bona gore ke dipampiri tse ntšhi bjang tse e leng gore ntse ke di kwala mo ntse di le ko tlung ka koo. So mafoko a mang la mang ao ha itira mama. Ke ntho e ke ntse go tlhalosetsa yona gore ke re motho ntse a le mo mmerekong o nkitse ke le lesole. Then wena o mpone ke tloga mo hae mo ka January 2003 ke ya go Cape Town go Saldanha kwa ke ilo trainela bosol. And then ka ya ko Gordons Bay. Ke tloga ko Gordons Bay bo mane Megi le ntate Baloi le ntate Matshego le Meonika ne ba le teng ko Gordons Bay. Ha ne motho o passa out as a commissioned officer. And then go tloga mo ntse o sa tlhaloganye gore Madala ntse a irang o irahalang o no bone fela wa Madala ashu o na le mili o na le ngwana go tlisitswe molato mo hae. And then ke taba tseo tsa gore hey Madala o tlo ba papa wa Nyeko. Ya ba ile gore ke khopela bo malome gore bo malome kopa lilo tlhola ka kwa gore ba ka re batlela ko kae ga re gapa le namane e. Bo malome ba ile ba nanoga mama wa gopola le wena ba go mpatlela mosadi ko Matlane ko Limpopo ko khole kwa 6 hours drive o tloga ko hae se le re Madala le lena letse a khole letse a ko khole ke re baba wa pelo e ratile. E dia ke tontonya mara monate. So ke tsona dilo tseo tsa gore Eya ga nyalwa mele ge ka di 25 le ka di 26 tsa April 2009 ga le feleleditse magadi ko re ithwele go rokilwe go aperwe go le gontle mama thata. Hey, destroy di jalo tu man bo pheto bo khensani bo panasco le bo Dleni ne di re gone go le monate serious. So yaanong batho ba tsaya gore dilo tseo ka re ga di a iragala aowa rona ka mo gae ka mo re nna mo ntse re timiwa le ngwana wa e utlwisisa. And then ke ntho e leng gore yaanong ga o nna fatshe o e lebelela mama e be motho o thulana le dilo tse le tsona tsa ko mmerekong batho ba bolela maaka ka wena. And then batho ba teng go braibiwana le di-judge gore di-judge ga mango le la fitlha mo motho le se ka mo fa dilo tsage o bone mama le wena gore e tsere sebaka bjang gore ke kry nyeko gore nyeko a tlo eta mo gae o etile gaiwane go mone pelo ya wela hanyane gore ya nyeko kiyo. And then ya ba gore bjanong tšhelete ya gore o rekele ngwana selo re o merele le mmereko gore badimo ke bao gore ngwana lona kiyo di kae dilo tsa teng di ko mmerekong. Gompone mama ntse ke ya ko khoto ke tswa ka re ke lawyera ka motlong ka ko ke apere white ke tsamaye le pure white e boentse le pure white gore ba itse wa hafa wena ke ra ba ke hafi se hafi se ka ira yang gore a nna ntse a sa robale a thaipana le dilo a ba tsoga pakela a šia nna ko khoto a ilo tlhalosetsa khoto go ya gore go iragala yana khoto e ntse gana gore wena gora gore o se ka nna le ngwana gago o se ka tlhokomela bana ba gago ba kwa re khotso ba right ba gane gore ngwana a tle mo gae. Ene ke matsapa only to find gore no dilo kante ntho e ke sekele yotlhe e leng gore batho ba preventa maka and then ba dira bojotlhe jwa bona gore maka teng a ska lokisiwa go ya ka molao kore kila bona gore ba molao o itse gore tshwantse rona molao go tshwana le nna ona bjanong batho a batla go nkgapeletsa gore nna ke robe molao ka gore saenela ditšhelete tsa gago ke itse o tswele pele o tsamaye ke o tlhaloseditse mama gore ga ke palelwa ke gore ke protecte koloi ya ka ya ntlha ka molao ona o ya bobedi go e protecta ka molao o mofeng wa utlwisisa. So ke tsona dilo tseo tse e leng gore administration ya ntate Ramaphosa ge ya dira that is why o no tlo kry le gore gona bjanong mama o no sa itse wena gore nna ntse ke tswaletswe ke le ko toronkong ka baka la gore ntse ke ilo batlela bana ba ka dijo ko mmerekong ga ke ilo ba botsa gore kante ga le re nna ke disciplinilwe lwa re di kae dipampiri tsa teng for yona soso nna ke a tswalelwa ke nna ko toronkong for 6 months yotlhe o no sa itse mama. And then ntse ba sa go bolelele nnete eo ka gonne ba tshaba gore o tlo utlwa botlhoko and then bo utlwang gona bjanong botlhoko ba teng so yaanong ke dilo tseo tse e leng gore motho ga o sa le ko toronkong gona anong o montle, and then o emetse General Maphwanya o e leng gore ke chief ya defense force gore a duele salary ya gago, and then salary ya gago gore a e duele o tshwantse a lokise se se leng mo systemeng maaka ba buileng ka nna mo systemeng, ka gonne mo systemeng ba kwadile gore nna ka 2018 ne ke le ko toronkong for 5 years, whereas o nompona mama gore nna zaka ka ya toronkong for 5 years go ba bone masole ka mkhone ba tla mo hae mo ba tlo searcha ba tsaya uniform ya ka o ba bone ha ne ba boa ba re ba tlisitse di-key tsa koloi ka barake bankra ke seteng nako ele ka barake re a ba tsamaye mo gae fo ka gonne ba terrorizana le lona ene nkutlwisitse botlhoko ntho ba e rileng ka gonne ha ke fihla mo tlong mo lempolela gore batho ne ba khokha dithunya mo jarateng mo ba searcha mo gotlhe eng ke ntho e leng gore le wena mamono ipotsa re kanteng madala o irileng bjanong eng and then ile ya go tshosa thata ntho eo ka go tlhalosetsa ka re mama kana o se ka lebala gore ke le sotle, and then ya bona ga ba ira dilo sentle ka gore ba tle ka dithunya tse di kana, and then le nako ele ba tlile ka 3 ya matsha o no lla o mpona ke ya kwa ba ntse ba nkisa ko toronkong ba tsa laptop ba tsa le cell phone, and then nna ha ke boa lempolela le re batho ba re ne ba le 80 ba tletse mo hotlhe mo nna ka inana ka re man ka sebe 80 ntse like 2 tech teams ke tactical team mo se yo selo sa teng, but ke itse nna ke tlhalosetsa batho ko ntle ko ke ba tlhaloseditse gore ke 40, but anyway it's just an issue ya di numbers, but bona le bantsi wa e utlwisisa mama. So o iputsitse gore a nna ke Steve Biko na kgotsa ke irileng se se kana-kana gore batho ba ntire yana, ene ke go tlhaloseditse sentle fela mama gore nna se ke se dirileng ke mmereko wa ka, ene o mpone baruti ba tlile mo gae mo ba babedi e le gore ne ke kopile mme Mapisa Nqakula gore a romele baruti ba go tlhalosetse gore ke mo strateng wa gopola o ntheile wa re no ga ba go bolelela gore nna ke mo strateng ba go boleletse gore o tla mpona le Nyeko e se khale ka gone nako le ne le khalo sa bone Nyeko mama ne setse le dingwaga wa utlwisisa. So ene le nna wa itse gore Nyeko ha tla ko funeraleng ya mama, and then a sa tlang ko funeraleng ya mama ke dilo tseo tsa gore go ya ka segaro nna Nyeko mo sefifing ene tshwantse a tlhapisiwe dilo tse dintseng yalo, but mmage o gana ka yena gore goreng ga ke itse wa e bona, but mama a luta yena ga a gane ka a luta as much motho a luta wa kgona go mmona la e le gore ga o kgone gore o mo tseya go etele a nne le wena yaanong ka gonne re kgaogane le mama ga a luta. So a ke itse gore go tlo diragala yang, but ke dilo tse e leng gore sentlentle le lona tshwantse le nanoge gape a skisi mama ke a itse gore kore matala tseletele ya babebjana Tanzania go Eastern Cape kuqala, and then le khontsha magadi a ngwana dilo tse di yalo gore a letatle gae wa e bona. So ke dilo tse e leng gore di tshwerwe ke batho ba ko mmerekong bao ba ganang ka tšhelete ka, but this time re tla bona gore ra dilo yang gong le tla flya go ya ko tse ke lebeletse gore maybe le kry flight ya gore le fitlhe ko King Williams town, and then le drive just a few other kilometers to the Koqala ko. And ke dilo tse e leng gore bothata kore yanong this morning ha ke fihla kwa ba ntlhalosetsa gore man ba na le leso mo gae, mokgonyana wa ka wa bona o tlhokofetse ka ntlha ya COVID. Hey, batho ba tsamaya ka COVID mama. That's why ke ne ke re ke tseye nako ke go tlhalosetse dilo gore go iragalang, and then ke eme mo seemong se se feng. Seemo se ke eme mo sona no sona ga se jo se di welang ga se monate, ene ke a itse gore sa go stressa thata mama, ene se go stressang thata na wa ipotsa gore wena o le 83 years yana sa lo tsalwa ka 1938, o no nagana gore apartheid e fedile ka 1994 kante apartheid santsane le teng ke e ya tshela. O e bone ka matlho a gago, o e boneng ka matlho a gago. Ha ke re nna ke a ema jaaka monna ka mo tlung ka moo, ke taba tsa gore batho ba nyatsa, and then go nyatsa ka go ba bona ke gore ba nyatsa molao ka gonne ke molao. Ga ke batle bua maaka mama, ne ke sa tlhaloganye pele gore ke molao, only to find gore yo ke nnete batho ba modimo. Motho ke molao, o ka bona ke ra ba re o tshwanetse o act in accordance with gore seo ke manual a gago. Ha o acta o tsamayana in accordance with o tsamayana gore eng ke batho ba o tla tlhaloganya le wena gore se ne ba se ira batho ba lala ba sa lala ka mo gae, ba tlo ntsa bosigo ba tletse yana na ba tlile o tsa molao. Yanong ba o tshabela molao o, and then ba o tshabelang so ke tabele ya gore wena o no furiwa o re no nna ke a tsenwa. So re bona hana gore wena o lebeletse motho re ante mara na re matala wa lwala na kgotsa go iragalang batho ba modimo. Matala o mpone ka bo wena mama ore ha ona motho a lwalang mo, ke motho e leng gore wa kgona gore a tswe bosigo bo botlhe apere white, o boa white eo e ntse le white ela yalo, hana tsamaile bosigo bo botlhe mo bathong le ditšhomi tsage. Ha motho a o robale dilo tse mama di robatseng, ha o robale o nana gore yo batho ba modimo ke lositse everything, ke tsamaya ka maoto kana ke na le koloi yaka. Ha o ya ko mapodiseng gore mapodisa ke kopa gore le tshwareng batho, motho ke motho so bona ba gana mapodisa teng ba re rona ha ro tshwara Ramaphosa, ro tshwara Ramaphosa, mara Ramaphosa te o bolela gore everyone is equal before the law. A ke sure yena ga tsene mo everyone na kgotsa yang mama. So nna yo ka bona gore okay yaanong nna yaka security sa country ke re nna anong mama ke serve country and its people. Wa utlwisisa ke se masola se irang, ke se o itseng gore ke se irile, ke se bo Mmane Megi le bo ntate Matshego le bo ntate Baloi le bo mama ba ileng ba se iponela ka matlho a bona ka ya bona gore ke lesola buto ke ntho and then masole mmereko wa bona mama ko protector country le batho ba yona. So mo countrying le batho ba yona go na le batho ba ba latelang molao and then go na le ba bang ga ba latele molao wa bona and then ba sa latele molao yalo nna ke kopane le ba sa latele molao only to find gore yo batho ba sa latele molao ke batho ba rona re tshepang gore bona tshwantse ba latele molao o kile a bona it's like mamane e o tlhalosetsa ke re tsamaya o ile o tshwara di-drug dealers tse tsotlhe tse di leng bo mogogelo ka tsamaya nna ka šia nna ke tshwara le di-drug dealer only to find gore the actual drug dealer o supplya di-drug dealer tseo tse tsotlhe ke wena wa e utlwisisa. So ke tsona dilo tseo tse e leng gore go tshwana nna ko mmerekong ba itse Madala tsamaya go and arrest the decline in critical capabilities through immediate directed interventions. Okay, what is the decline now? I look around. Yo, Mutisana with this decline starts go number 1. And number 1 ya country and these people ke first citizen. But it can't be the decline. Everyone wanna the rights. Mara batho ke ba motella ba monyatsa ba re everyone ga na di rights and o palelwa ko ba discipline why ka ntlha gore ke di-comrades tsa hae ke batho ba ANC ke lekoko wa e utlwisisa and ha o re wa lebella gore yo kana nna ke rumilwe bathong gore tshwantse ke arrested decline tlhe mama decline kana decline mama ke something anything e leng gore ga e mo molaong wa ntlhaloganya kore ga o lebeletse country tla re ke mabekere ne aso lebekere la gago mama le leng gore kensane tshwantse ba go file tee ka lona gona no ke country tla re ke Uganda lebekere la gago mama ne and then like ke South Africa and then ka mo South Africa ke coffee e mixitswe ka metsi a gore a bele a batlile Eskom tswa ko kayo Eskom tswa kwa ko bokube ke kwa o tsamaya wa tlhalohanya and then ke dilo tse leng gore di kopantshitse lebekere le ke country it's people ke content e leng gore lebekere le e tswere so nna country e yotlhe e which is lebekere le ke majengilane wa border ya lona wa utlwisisa so everything mama e leng gore e wrong iragala ka monthong ka mo bekereng tshwantse nna ke tshware ke re sky latella molao o re so ke ntho tshwantseng o yetsa and then it doesn't matter gore ke mang o ile gore ha latelle molao ka mo lebekereng le ke modisa wa lebekere le wa itlhaloganya mama and then bjano lebekere le ke South Africa e ngwetswe mo magetleng aka ene batho ba bantsi ga ba itlhaloganye ntho eo but then ke tsa gore no ba tlo itlhaloganya so ha ke re parlamente ke tla re for example huku ke parlamente wa utlwisisa and then ha ke re parlamente ke ra everything se se leng ka mo hukung ha ke re national executive for example ke ra everything e leng gore e tlhakantshitse tee e lebese la teng gore le tswa ko kgomong e feng ko polaseng ya mang dilo tse tsotlhe tseo mama tshwanetse ke di nagana wa itshwara and then le tswekere ya teng gore e tswa ko sugar caning ya class e yang and then di-process tseo tsa gore e re tswekere ka se bolaye batho no quickly tla ba bolaya sebaka se le se tlang dilo tse di yalo tse tshwantseng o tlhalaganyane le tsona same applies le tee e leng ka fa wa e utlwisisa gore e jetswe ko kae e fitlhile ko shopong e feng e tsene ka mo boxing e yang dilo tse tsotlhe tseo wa e bona so mama e ba ntho ya gore ge ha o re Republic of South Africa ke eng o batla o itse ke eng this Republic of South Africa o ya ko a ke re wa bola mama o nthutile gore ke a baker and then ke baker di-carrot cakes and then ke baker di-chocolate cakes and then ke baker dilo tse ba rekeng di-scones le di-queens cake le di-biscuit dilo tse tsotlhe nthutile o baker mama and then wa nthuta gore ke latelela yang recipe a kere so ha o latella recipe eo ke gore ha itse wena for example o bore for every cup e one o tshela teaspoon e one ya baking powder ke se o tshwantseng o se dire gore o fitlhelle ntho ele e leng gore ne ke ira so go tshwana le ha o batla o itse gore carrot cake o etsa yang o tlo ya ko paging mo recipe bookung o lebelle gore carrot cake o etsa yang so molao ne mama ne ke selo se se o tlhalosetsang gore eng ke eng go tshwana le recipe book ele ke molao wa go ira di-queens cake wa e bona so molao wa go rana country e molao wa go nwa tee e ke molao o e leng gore everything se se iragalang ka kapo e se kwetswe mo teng and then se ba gore yaanong ge ga o batla o itse gore South Africa e ke eng o tlo ya ko bukeng ya molao o re ke kopa o bona mo South Africa ke eng ebile ke verse 1 ya chapter 1 ya molao o mogolo wa mo Republic of South Africa ba o bitsa constitution wa bona ke tiro act number 108 e diragetseng ka jara ya 1996 ke tseo e tserweng ke palamente ka tsatsi leo ke nako ele rembe ke ira that speech sa I am an African and then ba se felletsa ka gore we must not be in this position leng gore one is condoned or condemned to a savage road to which nobody should be condemned and then that is mafoko ane a beya constitution mo setulong ba hira molao so a ke itse gore ai mama mara re ke ska o bora ka dilo tseo tsa gore hey antate Thabo-Mbeki I am an African I do what wa se gopola mo se mama speech seo sa teng and speech seo o na bua nnete and ha bua nnete yalo batho ba setsetse ko tlase and then ba lebala le gore ba lebala le gore mafoko a teng a ra goreng wa bona. So mama, ntho e ke batla go gopotsa mama gore ha ne constitution e beiwa go ne go tweng so ke dilo tseo tse leng gore motho ha se bua batho bona ha ba utlwella gore motho sentlentle o reng wa utlwisisa, and then ga re yalo o buela mo godimo ga eng. A re mo gongwe mo teng mama ne a re it is a firm assertion re o tlogelle mo o simolla re the constitution whose adoption we celebrate constitutes an unequivocal statement that we refuse to accept that our Africanness shall be defined by our race, color, gender, of historical origin. It is a firm assertion made by ourselves that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, black and white. It gives concrete expression to the sentiment we share as Africans, and will defend to the death that the people shall govern. It recognizes the fact that the dignity of the individual is both an objective which society must pursue and is a goal which cannot be separated from the material well-being of that individual. It seeks to create the situation in which all our people shall be free from fear, including the fear of the oppression of one by another, the fear of the disempowerment of one social echelon by another, the fear of the use of state power to deny anybody their fundamental human rights, and the fear of tyranny. Mama, so wa tlhaloganya gore ha ba ne ba beya selo se ba reng ke constitution, and then re o a bua ka gore he is an African. O na bua gore constitution goreng e diriwa the supreme law, and then batho ba mo utlwella, and batho ba sa mo utlwella ke bo Ramaphosa he bao ba nyatsana le bo Thabo Mbeki, and then go abuse your power ya state. No, Mangolele a ka se re botse rona re ngwetse maka ka yena gore no o ile go tronkong for a period of 5 years, and then Mangolele hai a ka se re botse selo a sokole Mangolele a tswele pele a nantsa khopela batho ditšhelete, rona re tshwere ya hae tšhelete mo mara rona re tlo botsa batho gore aowa re lwantsha crime, we are against corruption eng mara go raniwa di office ka botšomi. Wa utlwisisa mama, ko tshwana le motho ntse ke mo founela no gore ba patele salary yaka gona no a ke founa ba bona phone number ya ka ke ya tlhaela e re 0848359161 ba re yo ke Mangolele ha ba ya rabi ko officing ya chief of defense. And how ya ko maphodiseng or maphodisa ke khopela gore lilo investigate this thing batho ba gana ba tshaba hore yo re ya go chief defense eng kore it's like batho ba nyaka gore nna ke change gore a se office ya chief of defense e tshwantseng e patale salary yaka ba nyaka gore madala wa itse ke eng wena shiana o ye da ko mapodiseng o ye da ko khoto da wa bona and then o ye ko kae o ska tla fela mo rona mo sorry o tlore rona o batla salary ya hao mo rona ka ona rona re boletse maka ka wena ene no ra ka bolela nnete re tlo tshwarwa wa bona ene e tlo batsa gore ke ba rena bjanong re losa mmereko wa rena gore rona re boletse maka ka wena gape mama o itse gore ko mmerekong ga ona ditšhomi wa nkutlwisisa and then o ka se bereke se selo se botšhomi ko mmerekong and then dilo tseo di feleletsa e le gore o feleletsa e le gore o abuse power ya gago and then o palelwa le ko leader batho because batho ba bona gore wena o favora batho ba bjana and then o favor batho ba bjana so that's why ho na le constitution e leng gore everybody tshwanza e latelle ntse le monate bjang die mama yo tshwanza e latelle wa utlwisisa so and then constitution e Thabo ke ile a bua mo parlamente a re e aima go bula menyako so that those who were disadvantaged can assume their place in society as equals with their fellow human beings without regard of color, race, gender, age, or geographic dispersal. It provides the opportunity to enable each one and all to state their views, promote them, strive for their implementation in the process of governance without fear that a contrary view will be met with repression. It creates a law-governed society which shall be inimical to arbitrary rule. It enables the resolution of conflicts by peaceful means rather than resort to force. It rejoices in the diversity of our people and creates the space for all of us voluntarily to define ourselves as one people. As an African, this is an achievement of which I am proud. Proud without reservation and proud without any feeling of conceit. Our sense of elevation is at this moment also derives from the fact that this magnificent product is the unique creation of African hands and African minds. It is also constitute a tribute to our loss of vanity that we could, despite the temptation to treat ourselves as an exceptional fragment of humanity, draw on the accumulated experience and wisdom of all humankind to define for ourselves what we want to be. Together with the best in the world, we too are prone to pettiness, petulance, selfishness, and short-sightedness. But it seems to have happened that we looked at ourselves and said the time has come that we make a superhuman effort to be other than human, to respond to the call to create for ourselves a glorious future, to remind ourselves of the Latin saying, Gloria est consuedia. Gloria must be sought after. Glory. Amen. Today it feels good to be an African. It feels good that I can stand here as a South African and as a foot soldier of a titanic African army, the African National Congress, to say to all the parties represented here, to the millions who made an input into the process we are concluding, to our outstanding compatriots who have presided over the birth of our founding document, to the negotiators who pitted their wits one against the other, to the unseen stars who shone unseen as the management and administration of the Constitutional Assembly, their advisors, experts and publicists, to the mass communication media, to our friends across the globe, congratulations and well done. I am an African. I am born of the peoples of the continent of Africa. The pain of the violent conflict that the people of Liberia, Somalia, the Sudan, Burundi, and Algeria is a pain I also bear. The dismissal shame of poverty, suffering, and human degradation of my continent is a blight that we share. The blight on our happiness that derives from this and from our drift to the periphery of the ordering of human affairs leaves us in a persistent shadow of despair. This is a savage road to which nobody should be condemned. This thing that we have done today, in all this small corner of a great continent that has contributed so decisively to the evolution of humanity, says that Africa reaffirms that she is continuing her rise from the ashes. Whatever the setbacks of the moment, nothing can stop us now. Whatever the difficulties, Africa shall be at peace. However improbable it may sound to the skeptics, Africa will prosper. Whoever we may be, whatever our immediate interest, however much we carry baggage from our past, however much we have been caught by the fashion of cynicism and loss of faith in the capacity of the people, let us err today and say, nothing can stop us now. Ababa Leboga, Lettah Bombeki, Mama. Gane a simolotse a dumedisitse chairperson and then the esteemed president of the Democratic Republic and then honorable members of the Constitutional Assembly, our distinguished domestic and foreign guests and then friends. On an occasion such as this, we should perhaps start from the beginning. So let me begin. I am an African. I owe my beings to the hills and the valleys, the mountains and the glades, the rivers, the deserts, the trees, the flowers, the seas, and the ever-changing seasons that define the face of our native land. My body has frozen in our frost, and in our later day snow it has thawed in the warmth of our sunshine and melted in the heat of the midday sun. The crack and the rumble of the summer thunders, lashed by starling lightning, have been a cause both of trembling and of hope. The fragrances of nature have been as pleasant to us as the sight of the wild blooms of the citizens of the veld. The dramatic shapes of the Drakensberg, the soil-colored waters of the Lettah, Iqili Notukela, and the sounds of the Kalahadi have all been paneled of the set on the natural stage in which we act out the foolish deeds of the theatre of our day. At times, and in fear, I have wondered whether I should concede equal citizenship of our country to the leopard and the lion, the elephant and the springbok, the hyena, the black mamba, and the pestilential mosquito. A human presence amongst all these, a future on the face of our native land thus defined. I know that none dare challenge me when I say I am an African. I owe my being to the Khoi and the sun whose desolate souls haunt the great expanses of the beautiful Cape. They who fell victim to the most merciless genocide our native land has ever seen. They who were the first to lose their lives in the struggle to defend our freedom and dependence, and they who, as a people, perished in the result. Today, as a country, we keep an audible silence about these ancestors of the generations that live, fearful to admit the horror of a former deed, seeking to obliterate from our memories a cruel occurrence which, in its remembering, should teach us not and never to be inhumane again. I am informed of the migrants who left Europe to find a new home on our native land. Whatever their own actions, they remain still part of me. In my veins courses the blood of the Malay slave who came from the East. Their proud dignity informs my bearing, their culture a part of my essence. The stripes they bore in their bodies from the lash of the slave master are a reminder embossed on my conscience of what should not be done. I am the grandchild of the warrior men and women that Hintsa and Sikukuni led, the patriots that Kachwayo and Pepu took to battle, the soldiers Moshweshwe and Ngungunyane taught never to dishonor the cause of freedom. My mind and my knowledge of myself is formed by the victories that are the jewels in our African crown. The victories we earned from Isandlwana to Khartoum as Ethiopians, and as the Ashanti of Ghana, as the Berbers of the desert. I am the grandchild who lay fresh flower on the Boer graves at St. Helena and the Bahamas, who sees in the mind's eye and suffers the suffering of a simple peasant folk, death, concentration camps, destroyed homesteads, a dream in ruins. I am the child of Nokause. I am he who made it possible to trade in the world markets in diamonds and gold, in the same food for which my stomach yearns. I come of those who were transported from India and China, whose being resided in the fact solely that they were able to provide physical labor, who taught me that we could both be at home and be foreign, who taught me that human existence itself demands that freedom was a necessary condition for that human existence. Being part of all these people, and in all the knowledge that none dare contest that assertion, I shall claim that I am an African. I have seen our country torn asunder as these, all of whom are my people, engaged one another in a titanic battle. The one redress a wrong that had been caused by one to another, and the other to defend the indefensible. I have seen what happens when one person has superiority of force over another, when the stronger appropriate to themselves the prerogative even to annul the injection that God created all men and women in His image. I know what if signifies when race and color are used to determine who is human and who subhuman. I have seen the destruction of all sense of self-esteem, the consequent striving to be what one is not, simply to acquire some of the benefit which those who had improved themselves as masters and ensured that they enjoy. I have experience of the situation in which race and color is used to enrich some and impoverish the rest. I have seen the corruption of minds and souls in the pursuit of an ignoble effort to perpetrate a variable crime against humanity. I have seen concrete expression of the denial of the dignity of a human being emanating from the conscious, systematic oppressive and repressive activities of other human beings. There the victims parade with no mask to hide the brutish reality. The beggars, the prostitutes, the street children, those who seek solace in substance abuse, those who have to steal to assuage hunger, those who have to lose their sanity because of to be sane is to invite pain. Perhaps the worst amongst those who are my people are those who have learned to kill for a wage. To these, the extent of death is directly proportional to their personal welfare. And so, like pawns in the service of demented souls, they kill in furtherance of the political violence in KwaZulu-Natal. They murder the innocent in the taxi wars. They kill slowly or quickly in order to make profits from the illegal trade in narcotics. They are available for hire when husband wants to murder wife and wife husband. Among us sprawl, the products of our immoral and immoral past, killers who have no sense of the worth of human life, rapists who have absolute disdain for the women of our country, animals who would seek to benefit from the vulnerability of the children, the disabled and the old. The rapacious who broke no obstacle in their quest for self-enrichment. All this I know, and I know to be true because I am an African. Because of that, I am able to state this fundamental truth that I am born of the people who are heroes and heroines. I am born of a people who would not tolerate oppression. I am of a nation that would not allow that fear of death, torture, imprisonment, exile, or persecution should result in the perpetuation of injustice. The great masses who are our mother and father will not permit that the behavior of the few result in the description of our country and people as barbaric. Patient, because history is on their side. These masses do not despair because today the weather is bad, nor do they turn triumphant when tomorrow the sun shines. Whatever the circumstances they have lived through, and because of that experience, they are determined to define for themselves who they are and who they should be. We are assembled here today to mark their victory in acquiring and exercising their right to formulate their own definition of what it means to be African. And the adoption of constitution ke tsere nako e mama hore go tlhalosetse hore Rembeki o na reng wa utlwisisa, and then hore go tlhalosetse hore ke eng se ke se defendang wa itshwara se ke se defendang ke mafoko a otle a builweng ke Rembeki, and then ke se defender against any person wa utlwisisa. And then ke dilo tse ilong hore mama each and every time o bula manual wa go batla o itse hore ka bana ho iriwa yang eng o tlo ya go molaong wa bana. So ntwe ntse irahala ke hore batho ntse ba supporta crime, like let's say for example ntse ba re no madala dismiss because ba ipoleletse hore no motho ha tla I represent yena a ka se wine wa utlwisisa, such a person a ka se tle mo khoto a wina, whereas constitution e batla gore batho ba botlhe ba ye go khoto wa itlhalohanya. It's like batho ba bantši ba stress ba nagana ka court ba tshaba ba nagana ka court a ba nyake go ya ko court and then ha o nna fatshe mama o lebella ba rutilwe bjao gore tshaba court and then ha o sa tshabe court eng so hona no ke taba tseo tsa gore o bone gore ka ntlha gore go protectiwa batho ba itseng batho ke bao ba o ganeditse ngwana batho ba etsa esif rona a re zanga ra tloga ko mohohelo ra namela dikoloi ra namela di-taxi re le family ra ilo lata mosadi o leng gore ba ko ga bona ha re ba kolote sepe like lesente ha re ba kolote lesente ba kwa records but hona bjanong motho o ganetswa go bona ngwana gage and then ha o lebella gore ntho e mama e iragetse bjang ke taba tse tsa gore ntate Hlongwane o ileng gore ke chief of the navy mo Pretoria HQ mo ke ena motho ileng gore o tshwere navy e yotlhe as chief ya teng wa utlwisisa ke re o na le South African Army ne ke masole a ba bona ba pere di camouflage ba tshwanang le bane ba tlile mo hae mo wa utlwisisa and then bao ba na le chief ya bona and then ona le ba Air Force ba ko moyeng le bona ba na le chief ya bona ne and then ona le rona ba ko metsing le rona re na le chief ya rona and then ona le a ke re na le dipetlele tsa rena mama so hona le Surgeon General o ileng hore le yena ke chief ya masole a otlhe a ko military health services sorry ma'am so eba ntho ya hore selo se the way se leng ka teng hona bjano di chief tse tsotletse di tshwerwe ke chief o mo one wa utlwisisa and then ke ena o leng gore ke chief of the defense force yanong and then this particular chief of the defense force hona bjanong ke General Rodzani Maphwanya and then General Rodzani Maphwanya ntwe a etsang basically ka mkho nna e leng ka teng hona bjanong General Rodzani Maphwanya o re no go alright gore batho ba buile maka ka Mangolele mo systeming ba re Mangolele o tshwerwe and then o tswalletswe o imprisoned for 5 years because it doesn't matter gore we bona bjang mama what matters ke gore go kwetsweng ecosysteming a ke re le nna hona bjanong hanga tlhokofala lena le family le tlo ya ko mmerekong le batla dilo tsa ka gore madala ona bereka mo and then ho irahetseng and then lona ha ba le bona mo le tlo bona gore mo go kwetse gore Mangolele madala ona le ko tronkong for 5 years o convictilwe to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 5 years that is why a kubilwe and like o tlhalohanya mama na a zanga ka bitswa anywhere else motho tlo butsisa gore madala o utswitse teaspoon and then tlhalosa gore eng so bjanong ha ke ira selo se umbona like ne ke ya ko court all the time and then the court o ntse bona gore ke bua ntse ke sena bana ke bua ntse ke sena bana ke bua ntse ke sena bana until bo bona ke bile le ngwana and then ngwana ha se no fitla mo o kra ile re papa hana chelete wa ngutlisisa and then ke ntho ileng gore ha o batle gore o tsentse ngwana mo situationeng e we ileng gore o stressa ka gore papa ana chelete and then ba mo ira bjana le bjana ka ona ba tlhalohanya gore bana ho irahala ba ithuta ba utlwella and then ba ira dilo ka mkho ba di bonang ka teng wa nkutlisisa and then na ke mo bothateng bo belong gore ono sa batle gore ngwana a lose hope mo molaong and then ono batla go ruta ngwana gore ngwana a tlhalohanye gore molao ke wona o ileng gore o tsamaisa rona batho ba botlhe mo country regardless ya gore o le India or le Khalate or or any other mohlobo o mofeng wa utlwisisa mam so nke taba tseo tsa gore administration ya Ntate Ramaphosa e corrupt, so e leng corrupt o ka se lwele mele wa e utlwisisa gore no letsogo le corrupt eng a ke re ko bofelong ba letsatsi tshwantse ye ko tlhogo ke yona e leng gore e tla bolelela letsogo gore o ska nna corrupt wena nna o right fela bjao. So ke dilo tseo tse e leng gore o di utlwisise gore ha batho ba sa latelle molao president o tshwantse a acte against bona wa utlwisisa, and then ha act against bona ho irahala eng ho tshwanetse gore batho bao ba kubiwe ka one batho bao ha ba latella molao. A ke re wena wa rutiwa gore tshwantse o latelle molao, tshwantse o latelle molao, then ha o sa latelle molao ya go tronkong. So ke yona ntho e leng gore hona no batho ba ke bona tshwantseng ba go tronkong ka ona ba latella molao. So instead ya gore motho o a exercise mmereko wa hae ba reng ke General Rotsane Maphwanya ha e re biao hara hae ba right batho ba ha ba irile phoso yo ka mkho, and then wena o safara bjana wena Matjila o tshwantse o ntse rapela boshugo botle le motshare otle o ntse o re ngwana mbo dilo tsa hae di loke, and then batho bona ba busy ba protectan wa utlwisisa, and then ka mkho ba irang ka teng e ba issue ya hore bjanong ntho e berekisiwang a vehicle e berekisiwang ke di office tsa state tse e leng hore tsona tshwantse di make sure hore everyone o latella molao wa utlwisisa. Nna ne ke sa itse hore di judge di a bribewa hore no di tlo botsa hore no o ska nna le ngwana hao, 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 o ska fepa ngwana hao, o ska fepa ngwana hao, o ska rekela ngwana hao next o ntate o batlo bana le ngwana hao, o batlo rekela ngwana hao tšhelete ya hao e tswa ko kae ko defense ba reng section 105 ka mokho ba re ko tronkong o ko tronkong dismiss tsamaya madala. It is basically into ba impotsang yona. So ultimately o tlo kry le hore now o nna mo situationeng e leng hore di judge tseo di disrespecta ntho e Ntate Mbeki a ntsa e bua as an African hane ba bea constitution mo molaong wa utlwisisa. So ke tsona dilo tseo tse e leng hore the depth ya ntho e ke hore batho ba le ba leng go dimo kwa le ba lebetse hore le Mandela o sala a re never and never and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another wa utlwisisa. So ke tsona dilo tseo tse e leng hore batho mama ha ba kgone hore ba di tlhalohanye hore di mina eng. Batho hona bjanong ba rana di office tsa government ka bo personalities, and then ba itse hore no mangolele rona ka mkho ka nna hore re bolelletse maponisa hore ha mapodisa ha mangolela fitla mo le ska mothusa next le ska mothusa batho ba khona ho ba we hore motho a re le ska thusa mangolele ke tsotsi wa utlwisisa mama ka honne reality ke hore ha ko bolella wena o le lepodisa ke re lepodisa ha mangolela se lo bula case mo o ska e bula case a se nna ke leng tsotsi kana ke re mmereko wa wena o le lepodisa ko bula case and then ha se no bula case mo le bello re case e batla ba khupela mmeleke ha o kante mona o sa go shopong gore ka mmeleke ha go shopong ba khana ba hana on rekisetsa mmeleke ba re because I am black ha wa batho nkante a men African be no ira hetseng ka yena ha re sa ira dilo tseo ha o ska mo thusa be le maphodisa ba dumela ba itse re ska o thusa like seriously ke tla lo setsa re mo thuntse tšhelete ya ka motho ke yo hana ka salary ya ka ntlhama ka kwetswe mo system wena o tsama wa thaba gore mangolelo na le monna a ka mothusa ke ile mo nearest police station mo ka bula case ke re bathong kopela le nthuse fraud ke ye irahetseng fraud kana mama ne ke ha ke re wena for example ha o leta Kokonana Matjila wa nkutlwisisa ke ha ke re wena o megimaja for example wa ntlhalohanya o tla tlhalohanya gore bjanong ntho eo e change tlho ya hao ai man bjang nna megimaja mos ke ngwanake wa nkutlwisisa ke first born ya ka ke le nna Lettah Kokonana Matjila wa nkutlwisisa mama so ke misrepresentation ke yona ntho e leng gore ba e bitsa maka ke fraud so ntho e irahalang hona bjanong ha o tlo lebella bonnete ba taba e ke hore judiciary ya rona bo chief justice mokgweng tse ba re everyone is equal before the law ha ba khone ho bona a simple misrepresentation in fact kore ba tla ka ntho la hore hai o yena ro mutlwella rena taba wa tella hore mararo o tla ka taba efeng ha ba tlo e bona so effectively ona le hore wena ona le bothata ba hore kana nna ke serve ibile ke defend country le batho ba yona le bano ba batho ba hana ho bona nnete ene ba employetswe hore ba bone nnete ba e rectify ba dilane ka yona eng batho ba tshwantse ke ba kobe mama wa utlwisisa a ke na choice ene yanong gore ke ba kobe I need to be in a position e long hore ke a kwala lekwalo hore no mama o irile yana a ke re dilo tse tsotlhe di bereka ka kwala lekwalo mo governmenteng ha o sa kwala lekwalo and then ke ba bothata hore ha o sa re itsise gore o na le tletlebo e etseng e ba bothata wa utlwisisa so ke ntho ya hore ka se itse hore rona bjanong re o thuse bjang so mama e ba ntho ya hore nna ke dirile dilo tseo hore batho bao a ba kubiwe then go latelwe fela molao so ntho e tlhaeletseng gore wena o bone hore no actually administration ya Ramaphosa ha e latelle molao ka honne seo se bonang nnete ke ye madala ha na le bana ba hae why a sena bana ba hae ha ke re salary ya hae why sa ke re salary ya hae no ba kwetse mo le hore o ile go tronkong for period not exceeding 5 years ene ba nyaka hore yena a tle bjano mo a tlo saena dipampiri tsa hae ibile hona no ba mo hanetsa le hore a tlo saena dipampiri tsa hae ha re wa phone o batlana le appointment le mamang le batho ba tshwantseng ba ire batho ba teng ba o ignore gore nna ke hanetswa tšhelete ya ka fela nje hore batho ba nanne ntse ba babysitile maka ba re hai re saluta Vice Admiral Samuel Hlongwane mangolele hai wa hafa o bolella batho ko Facebook hore eng batho ba lebetse hore ba server ibile ba defend the country le batho ba yona ene batho ba lebetse hore they are accountable to the people batho ba lebetse hore transparency it's a constitutional obligation batho ba lebetse hore the Public Finance Management Act promotes the first object ya teng ke transparency e ba transparent ka hore o manager di finances tsa public bjang ene so batho bona ha ke ira ntho bona ba bona it's bad you never take these things to the public in kante who are you serving country and its people and who is country and its people wa nkutlwisisa yes ke a tlhaloganya mama gore gona le dilo tse ding tse ileng hore nka se bolele ka tsona mo publicing wa nkutlwisisa like dithunya tsa ko mmerekong for example le dilo tsa security eng and then other procedures. No, you don't discuss those. I mean, like, seriously, ke motho ke a tlhalohanya dilo tseo. But what you are discussing is the fundamental element e leng hore e affecta everybody. The military courts mama di iretswe for hore ha nna ke sa ire mmereko wa ka kwale, and then ha ba itse tshwantse ke ise skepe ko lewatle, and then be ke sa ise skepe ko lewatle, ke mo military court actually tshwantse e tsene mo teng, or you are failing to take the ship to sea. So byanong batho hona no ba tseya dikhoto as if it's a personal playground, wa nkutlwisisa, instead ya hore di military court di focus mo di operationsing, and then effectivenessing ya di operation, and then ho prosecutiwe batho ba tloelwa fela wa utlwisisa. And then now ke taba ya hore o ka se blaming motho o ileng hore dilo ha o palwa go tsia skepe go selo, o palwa go tsia skepe sise go lewatle, o ka se mo blame ka honne motho o tlo fa di excuses tse ntšhi. But bothata ke ntho ya hore rona ha re le di managers re manager di excuses tseo, wa nkutlwisisa, and then make sure hore ha o sana excuse at all. And then ke taba tseo tsa hore papa we skepe sa hao tshwantse se ye ko lewatle. So hona no, because hona le di personalities dikepe ha di sa ya ko lewatle mama, wa ntlhalohanya di sa yeng ko lewatle. So ke taba tseo tsa hore batho ha ba kgone gore ba remove di personalities tsa bona from mereko, kore ko mmerekong hona no batho ba tlisitse diposina, ya ke boss okay ke boss, ya ke boss, and le ska bolela le mangolele ne, ya le ska like a status sa hae ko Facebook da, otherwise ke tlo ko ba tshwana le yena ya ke boss. Mara ha o lebella hore ke eng ntho e motho a tshwantseng a etse, o na tshwantse a serve a defende mangolele. I care we me are I pledge to serve and defend my country and its people. Kana ntho ya code of conduct mama ga ya apply mo gonna fela, ya apply le mo yena Vice Admiral Hlongwane, ya apply le mo everyone else, wa utlwisisa. And then eleng ntho bya ke ntho ya hore batho bona aba utlwelle hore ho irahala eng. Batho bona ba focusitse fela mo hore madala ha tshwanna ho kriya whatever se ilong hore o tshwantse a se kriye. So batho they are not looking at the realities of the functions tsa bona, ka honne mama ha ile hore wena o rekisa borotho a kere e tloba ntho e leng hore ke tla mo go wena ke a o tlhalosetsa hore ke kopa borotho ene tshwantse o rekisetse borotho. So ha o sa rekisetse borotho gore wena ha o ire mmereko wa hao. Ha ke batla di rights tsaka hore di enforciwe ke ya ko court, ha court e sa enforce di rights tsaka, it means hore court ha ire mmereko wa yona, wa ntlhalohanya. So batho bona now ba change mebereko ya bona ba ira personal, or no madala we don't like him, and then because we don't like him we are not going to operate in accordance with the constitution and the law, and then arka operate in accordance with the constitution and the law yo tlo tshwara ditsotsi, and then madala a tshwana o tshwara ditsotsi. People, I am a soldier, it is my job ho tshwara ditsotsi tse tsotlhe mo South Africa. ene botsotsi ha ke re no nna ka choose gore batho ba ire botsotsi ha ka choose gore batho ha ke re general solution ke do your job unless o inkwenkwe you will not do your job a ka choose gore motho yena tlhalohanye gore batho bashimanyana ba banyane ba ira mmereko wa batho ba golo and then motho a teng yena ba decide gore okay nna ke moshimanyana o monnyane and then a ke tlo ira mmereko ka one ntho ya nnete mama ke gore batho ba pila ha ne ba tlosa nna ko mmerekong ne ba tshaba o tla ko court bona ba tlo ansara ko military court ka one ne ke ba bitse ke itse a ke re ntlisitse ko court nka bitsa any other person ke re tlo araba and then ko court we are all equal before the law wa utlwisisa so that's why o bone court ya ka e tsere sebaka so and then naka kubiwa or salary ya ka ya stopiwa before le court e fela eng ka tloga mo ke boela go Cape Town ko na ke ile kopelang court ka nte wa o sanne ko court ba fitla ba mpotsa gore hawa ne re tlotla ko wena ko Pretoria rubitse eng gante hawa ke re bjano ha ke batla di witnesses tsa ka ba mpolella gore ai di witnesses a bo ayo di bitsa and ha o sa bitse di witnesses tsa ka ke gore wena o ira eng o violate my right ya gore as the accused ke na le right ya o bitsa any other person as a witness. That particular right is enshrined in terms of section 134 ke molao. It's like a recipe ha ba tla itse recipe gore o bitsa yang the witness wa utlwisisa mama o bitsa yang the witness e ba yona ntho e leng gore o lata ntho okay recipe ya the witness and then wa ikry-a okay ke section mamang e buang ka the witness and then wa apply ntho ye gore e batla eng e batla cup A1 and then mo cupong A1 for each and every cup e batla nkonyana ya teaspoon ya letswai e tshelwe mo for taste wa utlwisisa ke dilo betse di bjang and then tshwantse o e latelle accordingly ntho eo so mama hona no batho ba batla gore ke focus mo ho utlweng botlhoko and then bona ntwe ba ya achievang fela ke gore ba supportana le bonokwane bo bo dirilweng ke Vice Admiral Samuel Hlongwane and then le General Solishoke and then ha ba khono tlhalohanya gore abuse of power must be prosecuted and then abuse of power must be dealt with factually ha e diliwi ka yona based on friendship and hearsay evidence as dilo dirahalang ka teng. So what I have witnessed, Mama, it's basically the dysfunctionality of the state and then that particular dysfunctionality ya state, Mama, ke dysfunctionality e leng gore nna tshwantse ke lokise ka honne ke serva ebile ke defender country le batho ba yona ha ke save ke defender Ramaphosa ke motho wa mong wa the 60 million people ba ke ba servang ke ba defender wa ntlhaloganya gore ke raya mama so don't confuse country and its people le motho o iwane ba reng ke Ramaphosa ene batho bjanong ha ke bua ka Ramaphosa ba tshoga ha wa tshwana bua ka Ramaphosa a se yena ne ke tlhalosetsa ntate mongwe mo maloba ke re a ke re a maphodisa a fitla mo go wena go tshwara ha o ka selwe le maphodisa wa utlwisisa ba tlo tshwara o ka selwe le masole ha ba tlo tshwara o o lwa le motho wa ba rometseng masole ao wa utlwisisa. So ha o lwa le bona le motho wa ba rometseng masole ao, wena tshwantse o latelle eng? Latella molao mama. And then ko molaong wa lebella he ke mang motho o e leng hore o na le matla a gore a romele masole le maphodisa ko gae ka 3 AM ba le 80 so or ba le 40 ka mokgo ke boletseng ka teng a ne kutla various reports from the neighbors. And the neighbors tsa teng ga o kgone go bua mabitso a bona ka gonne you want to protect their identity, and then you want to also have them come to that particular stage and then explain their reality. But anyway, ke dilo tseo tse leng hore lona mama le mpolelletse yalo hore hey bo mama ba re so ha ke boa ko tronko motsatsi lele e le freita ha ke buswa ke le podisa le go gae le o tlhalosetsa hore no ke siame eng ka hono no so right wa utlwisisa. And then ene le botlhoko ntwe and le nna nkutlwisitse botlhoko ene botlhoko ha o dila ka bona mama e le hore o ko bofelong ba letsatsi what you going to do gore ntho e o tshwantse ya addressiwe go court, and then court tshwantse ya address go ya ka molao. So bjanong hona no o kry le hore dikhoto di ra ka re no rona re berekela Cyril Ramaphosa rona re berekela Cyril Ramaphosa wena ba tlo tsamaisa Cyril Ramaphosa o ka se tsamaise Cyril Ramaphosa madala re berekela Cyril Ramaphosa rena ba lebetse hore ba berekela state. And state mama ke dilo tseo tse leng gore tshwantse e le gore state o berekela everyone. Ha Ramaphosa e rile phoso o irile phoso ke re ke Ramaphosa so o irile phoso ke eo he ke phoso shapo, and then o tshwantse a dile ka yona go ya ka molao. Ha molao o re a wa Ramaphosa ha o irile phoso e bjana papa ra o tsamaisa ke ntho e tshwantseng iragale ka honne a ke nyako fora mama nna ke le lesolo o ka se stop ya ke ra mmereko wa ka batho hona no batho ba batla on stop and a se ntho molao yo bolelang eo molao ra on stop on obstruct a ira mmereko wa ka ya go tronko for 25 years wa itlhalohanya. And then ke tsona dilo tseo tse leng hore bjanong ha o serve country le batho ba yona. Remember hore country le batho ba yona a se fela batho ba EFF, a se fela batho ba DA, a se fela batho ba ANC, a se fela batho ba Inkatha Freedom Fight, a se fela batho ba country and these people it's all 60 million people including bona bao ba ANC le ba EFF le ba mamang ke batho ba botlhe ba ke ba sefang mama o godisitse sentle, and then o nthutile o no ntswalla ka mokamoreng o no nnota ha ke sa boe ko sekolong ke fihle ke itswalle ko kamoreng ke ire di homework o no mpetha so o no nkgodisa nkgodisitse sentle. And then hona no khodiso mphileng yona ke khodiso e boneng ele in the exercise ke robala ka bo ma 4 o'clock or ke sa robale or ke robala ka bo ma 6 o'clock mo ke ntse ke emelletse ke le kontle ke typean le laptop ke type dipampiri tsa go court ebe ke tlhapa ke fetsa go tlhapa ke tsamaye ke namele ke go toropong ke go court ke fitle go court ke ba tlhalosetse court ke batla bana ba ka court ke batla bana ba ka court e nna ntse re dismiss ka se kre bana ba ha dismiss ka se kre bana ba mara ka mo court ntse re rona we are the high court, we are the upper guardian of the children's rights ba bolella batho ba botlhe ba mo South Africa mara mangolela fitla hai when you must not be with your children and nyiko wa iputsisa hore bjanong why wa utlwisisa mama. And then ke batho ba bantši le bona ba ba iputsisang hore bjanong why, and how bolela ka yona ntho it's like o phoso a wa tshwanna o bolela a wa tshwanna o bolela ka chief navy wena hey wa re hafisa wena man a wa tshwanna o bolela ka Baraka Ramaphosa gore Ramaphosa ha se commander in chief ke mang kante commander in chief ya defense force ha e se Ramaphosa ke mang motho a tlameileng a disciplinane le batho ba bo a ibitsang bo vice admiral Samuel Hlongwane le bo general Sodishoke ha e se Ramaphosa ke mang motho a ntsa gana go ira dilo tsena why a gana it simply tells you or ba latela molao ke ba supporta ba latela molao sharp wena ha o tlo re botsa gore batho ba sa latelle molao tshwantse ba iswe tronko ngwaga fa o mang ha o le ANC ibile wa utlwisisa gore ha o le DA ibile gore ha o le EFF ibile mama o ntlhaloganya sentle ke le lesole and then ke le lesole ke serve ibile ke defender country le batho ba yona it's everyone a ke kgone go toito ya mama es lesole and then nka se re hawa mama wena votele nna gore ke be president votele gore ke be president. I cannot do that. Ke modisa wa molao ke disa molao ke everything in the Republic of South Africa ka gone everything e tshwantse latelle molao o go tshwana le modisa mama ke re modisa ha ira ha dikgomo tse ding di tswile mo tseleng tshwantse di tseya di pusetse a di se di tsene mo laeneng ha molao o re tshwantse re jikele so ke ntho e tshwantseng e ragale wa itse le wena mama ene wa itse gore ke senior officer in the military defense in the military wa utlwisisa and then as a senior officer batho ba le ba ile go rona re bereka re na fatshe ra bala go kwetswe gore you must do this thing. Am I doing it? No, I'm not doing it. So if you are not doing it, what do you do? No, I must command my subordinates to do it. Yeah, but when your subordinates does it, that means you are doing it. But I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Yo mama so batho ke ba ba utlwisa botlhoko ba utlwisa family yotlhe botlhoko ka baka la maka and then ka baka la gore no administration ya Ramaphosa it's powerful and then it will not follow the law and we support those that do not follow the law batho ba batlang ba reporta corruption ha re ba support ha o tla ko mmerekong ko Simon's Town kwa o tlo batla go itse ka discipline ya hao on the relevant person o eleng gore is a disciplinary custodian ya hao ra o tsia ro wisa ko tronkong batho ba modimo linkisa ko tronkong ha o le ko tronkong kwa lo o tronko kante le ntshwaretse ba ro tshwaretse trespassing okay trespassing how bala trespassing bathong trespassing ba re motho a tshwariwe mos mama bona tswa le drinking and driving a ke re motho drinking and driving o tshwarwa for 4 hours and then after 4 hours wa releasiwa wa utlwisisa a se dilo tse trespassing ke issue gore you remove a person from the scene a le moyona and then you release a person on warning to appear before court ha o tshware motho for trespassing wa motswalla wa mmea go tronkong for 6 months ha iri ntho mo molaong but because now ke the personalities they are abusing their power and then ba berekisa di office tsa state and then ba bribeile di judge or judge o yena ha o montshe mo rona re santsane re ja chelete ka mo re ja chelete ya state re ja chelete ya navy di kepe tsa navy ha di ko metsing and then dilo tsa defense ha di bereki mare ja chelete mo and then re blella batho re hey there's no money whereas there's plenty of money rena re jang re itseng gore re ja yang batho ba modimo mama mo hona mo top management thing a se papadi ene ke ntho e leng gore e serious gore o tshwantse o dla le referee wa nkutlwisisa ha batho ba ira so bona ne ba nyaka gore le nna ke tšwe tšhelete le botswana le bona ka hana ka re aowa nna ke hirilwe mo to make sure gore my country and its people ya serviwa re seifa tšhelete and then re employer skills to do the right set of job and then re-employer the relevant people re na le bona these relevant people batho ba ra ba tseya re ba isa ko sekolong ba studisha ha ba seno studisha mo and then ke ba re ba patela salary ba studisha and then ke ba qualify ha ba seno qualify re ba tseya re ba lebellisa dilo tse and then dilo tse tshwantse di emele di-contractors bona hai re ba isitse ko sekolong re patetse batho bao re patetse le batho ba ne ba make sure gore dipampiri tsa bona tsa ko sekolong di a processiwa di-payment tsa bona tsa ko sekolong di a processiwa re rile everything re rute motho mara ha re seno mo ruta so a seno ba qualified so a ro mmerekisa o tlo no lebella fela dilo tšhelete re nantse re ja le ditšhomi tsa rena ka yena lebelletse ntwe instead ya gore a berekise 200,000 ho lokisa diving chamber ye nngwe ne emetse government order ya 8.4 million ewa batho ba ba bolelletse gore emang fela be a olena emang fela be le ska lokisa ntwe tlo lokiswa ke batho ba ko ntle ka ditšhelete tse ntšhi and then na ba ira and batho bao ba ileng gore ba bolelelwa bjao ke di-specialist tsa di-diving chambers but because we are non order ke ntho e leng gore batho santsane ba le stuck ko mentality wa khale ya gore a ba tlhalohanye gore ha ba re entleg ha re ya ko mmerekong re tsena ka military establishment what we are doing we are saving and defending the country and its people. And by saving and defending the country and its people, we cannot be corrupt. Ke dilo tse di biao mama. So hona bjanong ke palelwa wena o palelwa ko bona aluta. A o so bone aluta. A ke na tšhelete ya gore ke tse aluta ke palelwa ko mo rekela dilo tse tshwantseng aluta a kono ya sekolong hona bjanong. Wa utlwisisa mama ke dilo tse ileng gore aluta tshwantse a bonane le nyeko tshwantse a bonane le aluta batho ba tshwantse ba khone gore ba ye sekolong ba tswa mo ntlong e one wa utlwisisa ke ra bona ene ntho ya gore batho ba nnantse ba re no ngwana ke wa mama ngwana a hodile o tlatla ngwana a hodile ke nnete o tla ba godile tla be se le ngwana nna ke batla ngwana ka ha ke batle motho a hodileng a tlotla mo go nna le ntate or a le mama you are my father where were you when I was young as a father ke dilo tse ileng gore batho ha ba kgone di lemoga gore they are robbing my children kore because ntse ba re nahana about your children saina pension e dumela gore ko tronkong wena dumela finish this transaction o tlwalo re rasetsa mo Facebook mo wa rasetsa mo a ke le rasetse batho ba modimo I'm saving and defending the country and its people in accordance with the constitution and the law. Wa utlwisisa mama so batho bona ba itse gore ntwe ke yetsang e wrong and ga e wrong ntwe wrong ke e diriwang ke batho ba ko defense force ba gana go patela salary ya ka lebaka la maka mama ene ke nnete batho ba tshaba masole le nna le bona batho ba ntshaba mo ba le mo teng ka ona ba itse gore mangolele ha tsena mo rona ra tsamaya ke rona re rileng gore mangolela sokole so ene rona re tlo tsamaisiwa re tlo kubiwa yano what me browse ka re kopa wa hopola di favor tsene re wetsa tsona di favor tsene re wetsa tsona ignore mangolele a batho ba bone mangolele ka re wa half ho sena ba half ba next. So mama tle ke kopa ro tlhaloganye gore le ko tronkong ne ntse ke le mo mmerekong go botlhoko go nna ko toronkong ke utlwile botlhoko thata yona se maaka. But the bottom line ke hore I serve and defend my country and its people in accordance with the constitution and the law. That's the bottom line. And it is the same equal treatment that I'm expecting from any of my seniors or any other person employed in any other public office as mandated by the constitution. Mara batho ba re hai ke olo a biditseng general solution ke nkwenkwe a ba lebella hore a wa mara ka nnete nkwenkwe is an uncircumcised boy in Xhosa, and when we follow the reality, nkwenkwe cannot do a job of a man. It is the truth. Kore ha o bolela nnete fela, no, wa hafa. Doing a job of a man requires a man to do the job of a man. And I take it is the job of a man to be a chief of the defense force. It's not a job of a Nkwenkwe to be the chief of the defense force. Because Nkwenkwe will not be the chief of the defense force. It is simple as that. When you follow the reality of our culture. So instead of General Solishoke standing up for a challenge, he understood the term unless to be Uguti. General Soke, you are Nkwenkwe. And then he went all bizarre. And then Lona, you are seeing Mangolele as disrespectful. You do not see the reality of no. General Solishoke is actually trying to run away from standing in court and then answering Mangolele in terms of Section 13 and Section 14 of the Defense Act. Habadli o yetsa ntwe ka one nna ne ke mmiditse Ntate Shoke ke re Ntate Shoke we come here. Tell us, is this how you want the defense force to operate, where people are being malicious to one another instead of focusing on the actual reality that must happen in taking our ships to sea? As soldiers, must we sit here and then be like we are babysitting espaza shop or samang sa di personalities samang simply because somebody kacheko ha suna mosadi ya hai rona mo mmereko mo tshwantse re tlo rasetswa and then dilo diskaya pila ka mko, or simply because somebody u batla chelete o iretse bramang ya hai chelete tshwantse a berekise ntho tsa state hore dilo tseo ene rona tshwantse re di lebel. We must sign, yes sir, it's corrupt, yeah, we sign, yes sir, just like they were signing Mangolele hari mitsi hari tomutsi sa next, and then we are going to lie about him. Good mama, waitsi batho ba ntwe ba irileng as wrong as it is, it gave me an opportunity to see what needs to happen to take our country forward. And I urge all South Africans to understand that Kitsere over as the 6th President of the Republic, simply because the Commander-in-Chief wants the DOD PESOL system to represent false. The Commander-in-Chief wants all of you people to believe hore nna ke ko tronkong or ke eme mo pela judge ere Mangolele o irile so le so. The Commander-in-Chief wants hore Defense Force ebe an organization it is led by criminal activity, corruption and misconduct. The Commander-in-Chief mama elong hore ke Ramaphosa wa batla hore Madala as motho wa mo South Africa a nne mo strateng, a ska bana le bana ba gage, a ska godisa bana ba gage, family ya gage e utlwe botlhoko yana dithapelo tsa Matjila di ska arabiwa, and then ngwana gage a bonagale jaaka sekata se e leng gore ka re ke setsenwa ga se itse gore se ya kae eng. And the sad part ke gore batho they believe gore no Ramaphosa o right gore Madala go iragale so batho ba bue maaka ka yena. Batho ga ba arabe difounu tsaka ba bantsi mama, including le ba bang ba mo family ha ba arabe le di-text tsaka, and then e ba gore ha ke re batho ba modimo ke mo bothateng ke ibo bothata nna ke gana go saenela selo se e leng gore ke maaka. Batho ba etsa gore no wena Madala wa tsenwa man, you must move on with life, and then eng e tswela pele itirele business somewhere, ba tlogele batho bao. Rona re amogetse corruption and then lwena tshwantse o amogele, and tshwantse batho ba amogele gore wa itse keng di-leaders tsa rona di corrupt, and then di tlo nna ntse di le corrupt yalo, and then wena tshwantse o tsamaontse o bua maaka mo I serve and defend my country and these people, mara in reality you cannot serve and defend your country and these people from batho ba mama. So ka lebella dilo tse ka re ha ona selo seo, everyone is equal before the Lord. Don't tell me nonsense o ke ntho ke sa utlweleng. And ha ke bua nnete gore everyone is equal before the law, hai wena Madala wa hlanya, wena you are challenging authority authority doesn't matter. Authority means gore you must uphold the law. Ha molao o re jikela ka mo, it's exactly what you must do. Jikela ka mo, ha molao o re jikela ka mo, ha molao o re for gore o kobe mangolele sentle go ya ka molao tshwantse mangolele a tle mo khoto ke se molao o se buang. So go tsamaya wena o ntse bua maaka ka nna, o ntse bua maaka ka nna, o ntse bua maaka ka nna, di tshomitsa ka le tsona di tlhang di nana re wena mangolele wa hafa, o bua ka di section mang, o bua ka di section mang eng a ke di tsene wa utlwisisa mama. Ke tsona dilo tseo tse ileng gore that is why nna ke ne ko tlhalosetsa mama ke re ra batho gore nna ngwana ka ke lesole, ngwana ka mo mmerekong 24/7, ene ke nnete le no ke mo mmerekong 24/7 ka gonne ke ruta batho ba bangwe ba ne ba sa itse se gore go iragalang, including le batho ba mo familying. Ke a itse gore as family le utlwile botlhoko, and then ke kopa le intshwarele ka go utlwisa dipelo tsa lona botlhoko mama. Intshwarele ka gore o ska robala, o tile o fedile gona no gore o palwa le go bua ka nna, ha o batle le go nagana ka nna but o nagana ka nna. Ke a itlhaloganya ntho eo, ke a se tlhaloganya stress seo. Ke kopa gore o tlhaloganye gore mmereko wa ka ga o moroba, mmereko wa ka ke mmereko wa ka ya ne ke nana fela gore ke batla mmereko nna eng ke fitlhile mo le ka ba lesole, and then ka bona bosole, and then ka bona gore jo ka te mmereko wa teng ko mo kana-kana, and then o yalo mama tle batho ko montsi ke mmereko e leng gore o lwa le everyone o e leng gore ga a latelle molao, and then o ba latelisa molao because wena o molao wa utlwisisa. And then ha ka ithea Madala wa itse lwena, ha ka ithea Sylvester, ha ka ithea mainame wa bona, and then ke sa ithea maina ao they are now real wa utlwisisa. And then ke tlhaloganya reality ya teng gore ke Madala tshwantse tse ke lo monyane yana tshwantse ke discipline le batho ba golo, and then tshwantse ke ba tseye ke ba bontshe tsela, and then tshwantse ke ba rute wa utlwisisa. Batho ba bantsi ga ba rata ka gore nna ke rogana mo Facebook ntse ke re whatever se ne ke se bua. Batho ba modimo ke kopa gore le tlhaloganye gore ga gona monna ope o tlo alawang gore monna o mong a tlo tshamekela mo jarateng ya gage. I come and then o tlo dlala mo jarateng yaka, come o tlo khokha dithunya mo jarateng yaka, come o tlo etsang, and then you expect me to keep quiet. Ke ska arogana. Ha ire ntho eo. What had happened on 4 occasions, ko gae, it's wrong. A senior officer wa phonela, Papa, come in, let us discuss this particular matter. This is how things are done. And a senior officer in any event, it's tshwarwa ke a senior officer. It is like that. That is why kira General Mapuanya, General Mapuanya, tshwara Vice Admiral Samuel Hlongwane. General Mapuanya habatli. Or hai lo hore habatli, or king, whatever it is happening ke hore yena ha sa batli. What continues ke maka antse mo pesol systeming. Ba re mangole lo go tronkong for 5 years, and then rona re patela batho ba botlhe maka gore ba nne ba babysitter maka a. Mangolele has wa family ya hae, it will find the system is saying this person was convicted for offensive behavior for imprisonment to a period not exceeding 5 years all the time. Ke maka ra re gisanga, ke maka re a buang ka mangolele. Why? Because re protect batho ba a irileng maka a. And mangolele tshwantsa safari. Mangolele a tshwanno bana le tšhelete. Mangolele tshwantsa tsamantsa kopa batho ditšhelete. Ha ho monate kopa batho ditšhelete man. Lettah lo no nahana re jo tshwantse ke re me bra ke khopela re o nthuse ka bokana. Ha ho monate. Ha ho monate, ha ho monate, tu, ha ho monate. At the same time, a ke kgone gore ke ye ko mmerekong o mongwe ntse ke le mo mmerekong. Ha e kgonege. Ke na le contract le Defence Force, contract ya teng e fella ka 2023. Contract e ga ya administratiwa sentle mama. And then batho ba buile maka just gore ba protect, and then ba reka batho gore no bo mangolele hona no re na le situation we leng gore mapodisa a bolelwa gore ha mangolele a tlo bula case ga le register, ga le process, ga le receipt. Why? No. Mangolele ka se lebelle sepe. Tla ko mmereko mangolele mo tshwareng mo iseng ko tronko. Why? Re operator yalo rona mo Defence Force. So ke tlhakatlhakano e leng gore e ko mmereko mama, and then ke tlhakatlhakano e leng gore tshwantse ke lokise in service and defense of my country and its people. Ha ke na choice. And then ke issue ya hore Ramaphosa ke mmoleletse Ramaphosa step down. Ramaphosa pretend ka ra nkutlo a ona le ke kwaletse le national executive ke re national executive, this is the story we rahala. So national executive ka ra ha ba nkutlo. No, rona re national executive, and then re tlotlogela system ya Defence Force na ntse bua maka e re mangolele is imprisoned for a period not exceeding 5 years. Re tla itlogela ile yalo because we are protecting this Ramaphosa character ne. So maka sharp corruption watch o batlo tsamaisa Ramaphosa wena re tlogele maka re ruler country ka maka mama ntwe ke tswere mo. It's very big. This particular flag up here it covers all of you. In front of all of you is me. just like over on more Facebook, that's all. More Facebook, you see my profile picture. That is me. Behind me is my flag. Behind that flag is all of you. So how we be in simple terms? My view is a universal view. I am forced to view all of you as equal before the law. I am forced to make sure a defense force rana sentle, and then we lead by example, and a very good example. I am forced to account to my subordinates, I am forced to account to everyone, and then I am forced to account to you also, mama. Ke go tlhalosetse gore mama dilo ko mmerekong go iragala so batho ba sustain corruption e ka leina le e iragetseng ka leina la ka simply because ba protecta batho, and ra sokola ka lebaka la selo seo. And then nna ke motho e leng gore ke motho wa molao, ke tsamaisa molao, but batho ba molao bona ba ibuleletse gore no motho o ha re tlo mo utlwella ka gonne go builwe maka ka yena, and instead ya gore now ba lokise dilo tse tshwantseng ba di lokise ba patele salary ya ka ba tshaba. And bonnete ba taba ke gore mama ke nagana gore PSO, personal staff officer ya chief defense is the same person o ilong gore o na thusana le General Sodisho ke gore nna ke ntshiwe ko mmerekong. So ha batle gore ke kopane le General Mapwanya wa utlwisisa, and then that is why o tlo kry le gore ke ira di video tse gore General Mapwanya a kry nnete, a kry selo se gore a rane office ya gage ka nnete. Go na le phoso e diragetseng, phoso eo e dirilwe ke batho ba irile ka bomo, ba kukegile wa utlwisisa gore hai mangolele wa telela. They were not thinking anything constitutional, they were thinking everything telelanal. Telela constitution ai telela go ga ai telela about ai telela a tsamaya. And re motsamaisa so ena ka se re botse selo ha tlo re botsa re founela judiciary chief justice da ke nna General Shoke ha mangolela fitla da go wena da so make sure gore ha I raise it next jan wa go Pretoria High Court o mbleletse straight re nna monna ba tlile monna ba re anything that you come here with your defense the DJP you said I must not stamp it, I must not file it, I must not open the file. And then I defeated Jan by saying, Jan, everyone here has a right to have any dispute that can be resolved by the application of law decided in a fair public hearing before a court or where appropriate another independent and impartial tribunal or forum. And your job is to stamp the paper that I bring here. Your job is not to write the paper or to want to know what is in the paper or what. And I would explain to Jan sentle gore but then the message was across or no, he was told, and that is why you've seen all the judges there, including the judge Wamphileng Nyiko are okay hey kio banale access ya Nyiko, and then kimo Millicent as thomileng gore a lawe ngwana gore a tlo bona papa hae ka one yena we metsi khoto gore Millicent ena gore a berekise tlhaloganyo a re jo mara literally what I'm achieving here, I'm achieving gore ngwana ka yena ha be le papa hae. And the family high just doesn't see that or no what we are achieving here. The bottom line is that ngwana o ha be le papa hae. It's like baba tla o choose ngwana ka papa or no, your father must be like this, your father must not be talking English in Facebook, and then your father must not be saving and defending your country and its people. They are teaching ngwana ka wrong, and ba supporta ngwana bona le ba usa bona ba supporta ngwana kwa bona ora keep Nyiko away from Madala. How many blele Madala, oh you know if things were done in a logical manner, you would understand it to be true hore ngwana wa sokola, ngwana ke ngwana mama le nna ke a bona hore o safara ho fihla go kae ka situation ke le mo go yona ene ha into batse le nna ene ke sa robaleng so ke issue tseo tsa hore ha ke batle hore bana ba ka ba hole ba sena papa ka gonne ke hodile ke sena papa o e tlhalohanya sentle yona ntho eo mama. But in any event batho bona they are wanting to be happy to ensure hore nna ha ke kgone hore ke supporte bana ba ka hore ba sustaina maka a builweng ke ka nna ke batho ba bang. So bonnete ba taba mama ke gore batho ba ba irileng se ba se irileng mo go nna tshwantse ba tsamaye. Gona le batho ba bantsi ba ba batlang hore e be di judge le bona tsa go constitutional court for example, ba pallwa ko gore ba nne di judge tseo simply because batho ba ntseng kwa le bona ba bua maka ka nna ba supporta maka a teng gore no Mangolele, it is true that wena you are dismissed from the defense force. You are dismissed, right? And you must remain dismissed. They told us about you. And how nafatsuru level or what is the code of conduct judicial officers is that they cannot talk amongst one another about another case that they have decided on or that they will decide on. They can't. That is how they are designed to operate in terms of those particular things. But Bonava operate the negative. They are supposed to be impartial and subject only to the law. But the judiciary, including the constitutional court, mama employ no. Rona or section 23 yeah constitution everyone has a right to fair labor practice is something that we do not see. We don't understand you, Madala. We don't like you, Madala. And then you are not going to go back to the defense force. The defense force people accept like a Hlongwane or like a General Mapwanya or like a General Lishoke or like any other person or Ramaphosa. No, the defense force is there for the Republic of South Africa. It's there for the Republic of South Africa. That is the defense force. Am I not a South African? Am I not the people of the country? Ke dilo tseo tse long hore batho bona ba khosa hore o ipotse tsona and then o di believe as such or no wena you are not the people of the country, wena we are not going to treat you like that because wa tella eng. So byanong ha o lebella sentlentle ntho e irahala so mama a se ntho e leng hore ka irwa ke mang le mang ntho ke irang. Batho ba tshaba diboso tsa bona lebella hore ke masola maka yona bana ba ba lebelletseng boso ke eo e gana hore e lokise ntho e wrong e ba e bonang ba botle straight ka one ba tshaba bona ha ba bui next ka yona ha ba batlo bua next ka yona and then ha ba batlo hore ba comment le ka yona ha ba batlo hore hey bona le bona ba tshaba gore hona no batho gore ba ira hore ba tshabe ho reporta crime. Mara Thabo Mbeki witseng I'm an African. Then they gave us the constitution and then that. So mama tlhaloganya gore ke a go gopola tlhaloganya gore ke batla go tla gae ke itumetse ke go tseye re tsamaye le bana ba me re go ja somewhere nje re no ja. I want to do that. Tlhaloganya gore criminal activity, corruption le misconduct ke dilo tse ileng gore gona no di stopa salary yaka. And tlhaloganya gore ke lesole mama. Ke serve country le batho ba yona. And then tlhaloganya gore ke serve against all enemies, foreign and domestic. In this case, I'm dealing with domestic enemies that are grossly violating the Constitution with impunity simply because they are sitting in positions of power. Ke ntho e leng gore I must correct in support of fellow South Africans. I don't have much of a choice but to do that. And to do that is not hore ha ke nahane ka wena mama on every day. It's not hore a ke wish hore nna ke bone bana ba ka ba ja breakfast le nna on the table and then ba ye sekolong ba botle ba botle ba rena re bana ba papuane. I wish that to happen. I want that to happen. Mara because batho ba rana di office based on emotions and then not based on fact, ke ntho e leng hore hona no bona now ba khosa le lona re le be emotionally hurt. Nke dilo di ne di tsamaya ka fact sentle hela mama, ke dilo tse di yalo. So yaanong reality ke gore ntho e nna ke tshwantseng ke ire ke ntho e tshwantseng e iragale gore molao o upholdiwe. Kana Ramaphosa o na tshwantse be le gore tla ke re so se ke molao wa utlwisisa, o na tshwantse a o upholde and then a o defende and then a o respecte. Ramaphosa a ire ntho eo. Ramaphosa o na tshwantse a promote the unity of the nation and that which will advance the nation, the republic. Ramaphosa a promote unity ya nation. Ramaphosa ha batle gore nna ke kopane le Nyeko ke rekele Nyeko diaparo bja ka ngwanaka. Ramaphosa o ndira irresponsible. Esifa ke papa, esifa ke motho, esifa ke phele. And how ro bitsa Ramaphosa ko khoto ha o no I representa eng mara batho ba re bolella ba re mona ona le right ya gore o represente, ona le right ya gore o representiwe ke lawyer ya hao of your own choosing with your own money, ona le right ya gore state is o represente. Di right tso ke tse three ha di tshwane. Right e it's not dependent on the other right, no. How patela lawyer to do miracle how you don't have to do miracle lawyer wa mo patela. Ha state se patela lawyer to do miracle how you don't have to do miracle. State is mo patela. Ha wena we represent o tshwantse we re miracle o tlo tshwantse ngwe ro ke lawyer because I represent. And the result ke dilo tse tsama o tsamang o di presente ko khoto es kam khone ke dira mama onompona all the time. So no bitsa Ramaphosa etla o tlo upholda molao, etla o tlo respect, o tlo defenda molao, etla o tlo respecta molao. Ramaphosa ha batle, judiciary ha e batle, people ha ba batle. So the thing ke gore nna bjanong ke tshwerwe ke ntho ya gore o mpoleletse bathong wa itse o mpoditse wa re monna you must serve and defend the country and these people in accordance with the constitution and the law, and I'm doing that. Ha ke ira bja batho ba ntira gore ke sokole ba re no wena ha o sharp, wena ha o sharp, wena eng ditšhomi tsa ka di believer gore nna ke bolela maka eng bathong what maka eng. Batho ba ne ba phela le nna ba itse gore monna motho ha bitsiwa o fo gore o iralang ke ba madala rena ntho ya hao e re utlwisa botlhoko, and the vele ke nnete e utlwisa batho ba bantsi botlhoko. This particular story e utlwisa batho botlhoko because ke nnete e botlhoko. E botlhoko as a person gore o nne 36 months e yotlhe o sena salary. It is extremely painful. So how hana gore wena o supportana le this particular thing, batho ba o persecute ba re you must support ntho e ka gonne ke rona re sa latelela molao, ene rona re sa latelela molao a re batlo lose mmereko wa rona, so wena you must support ntho e or ka safara he. That is what the defense force is doing instead ya gore in serve, in defend as the country, as the people of this country. Ha e batle defense force o dlala ntho yo ka nna, ha e batle tu, ha e batle. Everything is all personal, it's all emotional. Yo mangolele no. So Thandi Modise ke tlo mo kopa sentle ge mama ke yena minister o montšha wa defense force gore she must act in accordance with section 80. a ire mmereko wa hae. We must go forward, and then le nna my life must go forward. I cannot be forced into criminal activity. I cannot be forced into re ke focus gore ke rekise ditapole ko koneng kwa ke tlohele go bolela or go serve a country and these people ka ha ke bolela so kana ha ke bolela so mama lo wena no, I'm serving the country and its people. Ke mo mmereko 24/7 wa itse gore ka re ke loilwe mara e bja boloi bo ba tloileng ka bona ke bona bo ba gore wena o serve in o defend the country and these people in accordance with the constitution and the law e bjao ke re. So na no ke na le situation e leng gore dilo ha di ka mokgwa tshwantse di be ka teng go ya ka molao. Dilo di operator in reverse. Ha molao o re wa tshwanna go nna ko toronkong without trial, bona ba o beya ko toronkong without trial. Ha molao o re you are presumed innocent until proven guilty, bona ba o presume guilty until proven innocent. Ha molao o re o tshwantse re protecte property ya hao, o bona ba tseya property ya hao ba expose to all forms of violence. Wa utlwisisa and everything. Ha wena ba re molao o re human dignity ya hao is entirely protected, bona ba re hawa ya hao wena human dignity will not be entirely protected, and ha ona right ya gore ye go court o e claim. Wa utlwisisa mama ke dilo tseo, and then bjanong bothata ke gore o ka se ruti batho ba ke ba protectang ebile ke ba server and ke ba defender wa ba ruta maka a so. Ha e right ntho eo, ke ntho e leng gore ya tshwanna go iriwa ka mokgwa. And then ke kopa ba family ya Mabuse hle tswetswe le ska ntshwa ya phoso. Eya ke le phoqile as people that are ordinary. Ke bile mo situationeng e phoqang wa nkutlwisisa. Ha ka kgetha this particular situation, people, and then aka etsa anything e leng gore e phoso. Tsotlhe tse ke di rileng nna were right. So ke dilo tseo tse leng gore batho bona ha ba e tlhaloganye ntho ya gore wena now ha o irile gore dilo di be ka mokgwa o mong o ho irahala bjang. So batho bona ba batla gore wena o tlhaloganye fela this particular thing ya gore rona re ja tšhelete ya mmuso, rona re senyetsa mmuso, rona o ka se re sepe. So nna ke na le bothata ba gore bjanong batho ba modimo, nna ke le lesole, ke le Matjingilane wa country o e leng gore o tshwantse make sure everybody o followa molao o ra bjang gore bjanong I cannot do the things that must be done according to the constitution and the law. So ke tsona dilo tseo mama, ke tsona dilo tse leng gore di tshwere batho matsogo. Administration ya Cyril Ramaphosa is wrong. Administration ya Cyril Ramaphosa supports and promotes criminal activity, corruption, apartheid and misconduct. And administration ya Cyril Ramaphosa is killing our country and its people by ignorance. Administration ya Cyril Ramaphosa high sharp. I say this mama ka honne batho ba bantši ba sokola, ne batho ba bantši ba e bona nnete e, batho ba bantši ba e tlhaloganya ntho gore go etsagalang, and batho ba bantši ba itse gore ke General Rosane Mapoanya as Chief of Defence Force a tshwantseng a patale salary ya ka, and then I'll be nnete mo systemeng ya Defence Force. Mara General Rosane Mapoanya wa gana ka gonne ka re chomi ya hae leng gore ke Vice Admiral Samuel Hlongwane o tlo senyelwa ke mmereko. So motho ko runo batla fela gore bjanong system ya Defence Force e yotlhe e tshware maka wa utlwisisa, and then lona as a family hona bjanong ha le sa batla le utlwa next ka gore madala go iragalang, ha le sa batla le utlwa explanation e ba e ka reng ka gonne le utlwile botlhoko. Ene ke a tlhaloganya gore le utlwile botlhoko, ke ngwana gago mama, ha ya change ntho eo, ebile ka se change. Ke ngwana o nang le maitseo, ke monna ka mo gae, ke a le protecta mo gae, ena ha ke tlo bua le motho ke re hawa motho a tlo tsena mo aka and then e be ile gore o ira nonsense wa hae, be nna ke re hai wa itseking se wa itseking a ka tshwanna gore hae le baleo le wena ha o tlo batla, ha o tlo e rata ke tlo tsena mo a hao e be ke tlo bua ntho e leng gore it is out, and then e leng out bjao o bo wena o tlo act as if no, everything that I have done was right. Nne ntse ke re yes a ke yes man, nna ke proud I'm a complete person, a sovereign person. Ke itlhaloganya sentle. Malome Ben, Reverend Ben Ntwane, umpone ko court. He saw what happened. He saw another side of me elong gore ana sa itshepe gore motlogolo wa ge o na le yona. He saw a judge being unruly. He saw everything that he has seen. Judge a re wa o sa ya kwa judge a teng a tshaba ka dilo tsa molao. And a judge a teng a o mo tlhalosetsa gore ye wena papa we, this is the story, this is what is for the happening. O entertaina dilo tse ding fela tse ikutlwetseng tsona tse di ikelang kwa. And o disrespect the record ya court, o disrespect nna as the person that a tshwantseng unserve after a nkutlweletse gore go iragala. Motho yena ha batle go nkutlwella, motho yena o batla go nthuta gore nna a ke itse gore labor court e ko kae eng ya mora ke re mama we ha o tlhaloganya gore section 201 ya defense ya constitution it establishes the military as a disciplined military force. And o tlhaloganya gore discipline ya military it's in terms of Supplementary Measures Act ya o tlhaloganya gore it allows lesole only access to the military court or the high court. And when you go and you look at the Labor Relations Act, it does not apply to members of the South African National Defence Force. A person is a judge, but a person does not know such a simple basic fact. And yet we are encouraged not to educate judges on law, but how more educated like that, they get so annoyed or no when you know better than they do, and then they say, I dismiss, not urgent, our salary, not urgent, we must cover you, we are no mama batho bone ditlhala ke batho ba modimo no mbona tse ke go court every day mama. Ne ke kopana le metlholo mo wa utlwisisa batho instead ya gore ba latelle molao, batho ba latelle molao ba latella di personalities. Batho ha ba batle ka dilo, batho ba itirela dilo tsa teng. So ke batho ba ileng gore tshwantse ke ba kobe mo officing, and then batho ba tshwantse batle in terms of section 56 ba tlo araba ko parlamente gore go iragalang a go iragalang. Yaanong parlamente ke eo le yone ga e batle gore enforce the constitution and the law mama batong. Ha e batle ka nnete sis. Ba re gore o remove president you must go to the National Assembly in terms of section 89. Ki ya kwa National Assembly section 89 president did this and this and this wa ba bontsha batho ba teng ha ba batlo latella molao. Mara molao in terms of section 44.4 ya bua no parliamente e bereka only in accordance with the constitution. And everything says buang ke constitution. So okay bereka so nrekisetse borotho for example. Wena mangolel ha ro rekisetse borotho no and re tla bolela le di police station gore wena wa tshwanna go kra borotho. It has been said mama, but then those are the things it's a long or dialo wa utlwisisa, and then ke Ramaphosa o a dirang yalo ene a se maka wa utlwisisa e se maka. So ke ntho ya gore batho bona ba ntse ge ba fixateile mo nthong ya gore no o ka se challenge boss o ka se challenge boss o ka se challenge boss nna ke na bothata le gore motho ke boss o ra se boss nna ke na bothata le sepe ke tsaya fela gore motho yena wa tlhaloganya gore o mo mmerekong tshwantse a ire mmereko wa gage ga mmereko wa gage o re tshwantse o ire so ke selo se tshwantseng a se ire. That's all. That is my relationship with every other person. Their respective functions. Cannot be personal with all 60 million people in the Republic of South Africa in service and defense. I cannot. I can only be professional with them in accordance with the Constitution and the law. And then in accordance with the Constitution and the law, it is true that Vice Admiral Samuel Hlongwane Tshwanetse a tsamaye. It is true that General Rosani Mwapwanya must also authorize payment of my salary. It is true that only after payment of my salary will I be able to come home. Ke tlo tlhapisiwa wa itse ka moriana ke ntshe sefifi sa ko toronkong se batho ba ntsentse sona ke fothe ke lokisiwe sentle and then ke ire dilo tse tshwantseng diriwe ke lo bona lebitla la ga mama ke lo kolma ka mabitla a ga tate mogolo kwa ke dilo tse ke tshwantseng ke dire tseo tse dintsi wa utlwisisa mama and then ke ntho e leng gore because gale ke sa go lebitleng la ntate mogolo ke nnete wa bona and then ke dilo tseo tse leng gore ke batla go dira hle mama and then ke batla go dira I cannot do them ka ke nnentse ke kopa batho gore no nthuseng so le so batho ba nthusitse and then ke khonne go fitla mo Kapa mo ke ne ke latella signal e ke kreileng ka di 28 tsa July wa utlwisisa ka last year ke fitlhile mo ke latella ya nong lekwalo le nna the last letter ke kreileng implela re address ya hao ke e le kwa ke number 4 Cable Hill Road a ke fitla mo ke a tshwariwa nna ge wa nkutlwisisa so batho ba modimo a se gore ke itirela dilo tsa ka fela tse ileng gore go iragaleng batho mo ba tsweletsa bonwenwe pele mo critical capabilities tsa state sa rona batho ba bolaya the integrity and dignity and effectiveness ya defense force batho ba tshwantse ba tsamaye nka se eme go bua nka se alawe gore nna ke phele maka ka baka la gore batho tshwantse ke please somebody le ngore yena ona na re ha equal before the law ene ke boss no ha e bereke yalo mo re bereka mo teng mo magetleng mo ke renge leng gore ke bereketse mo magetleng mo ke renge leng gore only the president can cancel that commission ke nnete heleng nnete so mama ke selo seo se ileng gore ga gona pampiri e tswileng go officing ya president e sa leng ya mbitsare monna re mangole letla kwano re go biletsa sekete re batla go cancela renka go ga go sepe o e tlhaloganya ntho eo so batho bona they are sitting at home ba tswela pele sentle ka bophelo ba bona ba buile maaka ka nna ene batho ba tshwantseng ba discipline ga ba batle gore ba discipline ka gonne keng ke ditšhomi tsa bona leng ditšhomi tsa bona go iralang go yena ha tlo dira dilotse wa utlwisisa so mama ke kopa ro tlhaloganye nnete ya matter o ke kopa hore batho ba tlhaloganye nnete ya matter o ke kopa gore batho ba utlwisise se se le mo magetleng a me wa utlwisisa mama a ke motho e leng gore ke motho snacks a ke motho e leng gore ke motho o tshwantseng le mo avoid as a family member a ke motho e leng gore a la tshwanna gore le nagane ka yena ha le nagana ka yena le nana tse botlhoko fela eng ke frustration ke kopa gore le kopane as a family and then le tlhaloganya gore ke ra mmereko wa ka sentle le tlhaloganya gore ke latella molao le tlhaloganya gore ke tshwere molao le tlhaloganya gore tshwanetse ke rute batho molao ke a le kopa mama ke kopa gore o gomotsege ke kopa gore pelo ya gago e se ka utlwa botlhoko anymore ke kopa gore o ntlhaloganya gore ke ngwanago o nang le maitseo ke ngwanago o nang le molao ke ngwanago o mo rutileng molao ke ngwana wa gago o e leng gore o no motswalla ka moo o re ithute ke ngwana gago o e leng gore o no nshauta ha ne ke tswile number 5 ko sekolong o bo re goreng o sa tswa number 1 o no nshauta mama ke ngwana wa gago o e leng gore o mo rutile gore mmereko wa diriwa ka diatla ke ngwana gago o e leng gore o mo file discipline ya gore before a ya sekolong every day o na freifa ditupu ke se freifa stupu seo sentle ke ngwana discipline eo mama e godile discipline eo ga ya fela mo gae e tswile ya to the entire republic ke motho le nna kutlwa botlhoko ba nkutlwisitse botlhoko ba dirileng se mo go nna bo Vice Admiral Samuel Hlongwane yana le General Solishoke ba botlhe ba ba supportang ntse ba re Mr Mangolele le bona ba nkutlwisa botlhoko a se maaka gore botlhoko ka ba a ke butlwe ena se gore ha ba itse le bona gore le lona le utlwa botlhoko a ke sa kry salary yaka ga ntwe ba e tshabang fela keng ke molao le gore bona ba protect di position tsa bona mama so ho ira yalo batho they go all out ba bae batho ho mpontsha gore Mangolele rona re le defense force ha re tlo latella molao ka baka la hao ne ha re latelle molao rona re le defense force ha re na discipline rona re le defense force and then rena re ka se blelwe gore hey we must be disciplined things no rona re supporta corruption re le defense force rona re le defense force re tloela batho ba bue maaka ba ire di family hore di sotlege rona re le defense force re promote poverty rona re le defense force re batla gore Mangolele a tswele pele a sokola rona ntse re tswela pele re protecta criminal activity corruption le misconduct o irilweng ke Vice Admiral Samuel Hlongwane le Shoke le Rear Admiral Mkhondwana batla go betsa ka Knopkiri ha re lo mo prosecutor rona re defense force yalo Knopkiri does the talking in the Navy. Runari Defense Force yalo. And then batho ha ba batla go mura ba banka di Knopkiri ka mo di officing tsa mo Navy ha re tlo ba thiba rona ne. Rialo ka one re dimpintshi tsa presidente re dimpintshi tsa batho ba ilong gore ba batla go destroy our country and then ba promote criminal activity corruption and misconduct. People, you do not want to see the truth. You want to see Mangolele as setlaela se se ilong gore ha sena tlhaloganyo ntse se re section I guess setlaela, good people. I'm far from it. You understand? So ke ntho ke tlhalosetsang batho eo mama hore batho ba gana bona reality and then batho ba itumela ga go diriwa dilo tse ilong gore ga di latelle molao ke batho ba employilweng gore ba latelle molao. Personalities di rana country, fact ha I run a country ka administration ya Cyril Ramaphosa. A ka kgetha nna gore ke bone dilo the way ke di bonang ka teng mama. A ka kgetha nna gore se o no nthuta sona mo gae se mo goreng ke bone dilo so. Discipline mama ke na le yona. Discipline is what defines me. O ka se ra ke na discipline, you cannot say that. Baba tla batho mangolela na discipline. Mangolelo wa hlanya batswa mama ne go tlhalosetsa kere if ke a hlanya wa bona seaparo se se re se byang ke apere white a ke white ne ke a tsamaya hona bjanong ke a go toropong ke namela taxi ke a go toropong kwa o tlhakana le batho tsena kwa o ja di lunch o etsang wa boa o boa mo gae mo white ele santsane ele pure white like that. I said discipline into your mom. Wo tlo re madala na discipline. We mabosigo bo botlhe o type mama ntsa go lebelletse so tsare matala ke eng so se mama no tlalwanya re laptop ke eng motho wa 1938 wa tlalwanya fully laptop no re ke lo re bereka bya so re ke eng selo se o ntse ke type dilo tse ke ya ko kae ko khoto ke re people ke batla dilo tsa ka discipline sentle ke discipline so seo. So you cannot find me guilty for no na I cannot discipline or eng mama. Discipline ya ka e ba la ke tagilwe ngiro mbona ya tsama mo hae mo ke tswile ke apere white ko boa ka moso ntse le white so se ntse o mbona ra ke le madala o ile go phapong kwana and then what to fitla le batho mo eng o bua ntse le white ha ona hore wena ya no nka gonne eng so mama do not get me wrong. Le ska nahana hore ke fedile matla ke lositse dilo tsa ka and then ke bjanong ke motho mongwe le ngore ke lositse le nna ha ka iluza nna ke felletse wa utlwisisa mama ke felletse everything it's okay ka nna ha ke na matsapa ke nang lona fela ke gore batho ba gana go patela salary yaka yana ba gana go patela salary yaka ke ntho ya gore batho bona ba busy ba protectana ko mmerekong ba berekisa di resources tsa state gore ba tsweletse pele criminal activity le corruption and misconduct le apartheid. Kana apartheid mama ke discrimination wa utlwisisa ga o discriminate against nna ke tla ko mmerekong ke re ke batla gore ke patele bana ba ka di school fees tsa bona ke be papa mo baneng bana wena o ntlela ka gore no wena you must do the things and then what ha e batle yalo wa utlwisisa. So ke tsona dilo tseo tse ileng gore batho ba bang bona ha ba di tlhalohanye batho ba bang bona ba nna ba tswela pele ba buela ba ba maka ka lina laka ba re no mangolele eng because they became personal instead of being professional. Wa bona mama. So nna ke kopa hore o ntshwarele mama for go utlwisa botlhoko. So se go utlwisitse botlhoko thata se diragetseng ka nna and then ga wa se tlhaloganya le no ga o se tlhaloganya mara hona no wa se tlhaloganya go betere se ngutlisitse botlhoko thata mama ke utlwa botlhoko ha ke bona wena o utlwa botlhoko ku utlwa botlhoko ha ko blella ka aluta o bo sa mmone aluta o sena le setshwano sa gagwe ku utlwa botlhoko thata ke papa wa bana bale botlhoko ba ke utlwa nka bolale motho sententle go bua nnete ka ke bile awe gore batho ba batla gore ke dire selo seo gore ba mpolaye gore nnete ya teng yaanong e swele nna. Ba itse batho ba gore ba re rutile go bola batho, ba itse gore re bola batho re masole ke mmereko wa rona, ke nnete mama, ke nnete. Ra dira dilo tseo wa utlwisisa for our country and its people in service and defense. Ra ba loser masole a mangwe e re utlwisa botlhoko le rona ntho ga ba tsamaya batho bale, because it is a thing e leng hore ha se ntho e batlegalang mo bophelong ba any other person. So dilo tse ke dilo tse leng hore rona re tsentshiwa mo positioning e leng hore re tshwantse re tlhaloganye ebile re expecte gore ke nnete gore yes dilo batho they are going to do corruption and then they are going to protect that particular corruption, and then they are going to do everything in their power to protect that corruption, and then they are going to make sure gore when amangolele rona re tswela pele re protect the corruption. And then I must say no to those people, because corruption e bolaya country. Mama, gona le buka e nngwe ne e a tlhalosa sentle gore corruption e dira eng sentlentle mo country wa utlwisisa. And then ha ile bjao ke dilo tseo tse ileng gore rona tshwantse re di stope, wa itlhalohanya mam. So re di stopang so dilo tse re simolla pele ka go di reporta mama, wa utlwisisa. And then how di report, that is when now o tshwantse tlhaloganya gore le batho ba o di reporta mo bona ke batho ha ba tlwaela gore no president could be doing the crime, or somebody could be coming, I don't know, president o ira crime like ira ka teng. So ha ba tlwaela batho ntho eo. So ke ntho e leng gore bona banong ha ba etsa, ha ba sa tlwaela yalo selo se e ba gore rona tshwantse re tsie as molao gore bona ba challenge, while we are told that everyone is equal before the law. President Ramaphosa ke motho is equal before the law mama. And then all that I'm asking in nafela ke gore he must come and uphold the law, because ha ke latella molao ha nkisi anywhere else but ko yena President Ramaphosa. And I ke khone gore ke didimale ke re no a se a inkisa ko Ramaphosa, because inkisa ko Ramaphosa and everybody tsaba Ramaphosa le nna tshwantse ke tshabe Ramaphosa. No mama, bare corruption even if a country has the best possible statutes and legal rules, any attempt by its government to construct a fair and prosperous dispensation for its citizen would fail if corruption within its society were rife. Corruption erodes moral values as well as the credibility of public authorities and its organs, undermines legal certainty and faith in the rule of law, leads to a dysfunctional public and private sector, endangers the free market economy, creates a breeding ground for organized crime, results in some people becoming rich and at the expense of others, increases levels of poverty, impedes economic development, destroys the pillars of democracy, creates a culture of dishonesty, and leads to lack of faith in a country's leaders. Corruption is presently punishable in terms of Prevention and Combating of Corrupt Activities Act number 12 of 2004, and it's a very long act. It contains a general crime of corruption, followed by a long list of specific crime of corruption pertaining the specific classes of persons or situations only. In the discussion that I'm telling you right now, Mama, ke gore corruption e bolaya country ya rona. It is not a lie that I want to end corruption for us to have a better life for all. It is not a lie, Mama, gore ke lesole. It is not a lie, Mama, gore ke kopane le batho ba sa latelleng molao. And it is not a lie gore tshwantse ke dile le bona batho. Ke kopa le nkutlwisise, Mama. Ke kopa gore le nthapedise, Mama. Ke kopa gore le mphe maatla, Mama. Ke kopa gore le mpulele dipelo tsa lona, le ska utlwa botlhoko la dula mo bona botlhoko ba teng, ka gonne botlhoko bo tlo go fetsa, Mama tle. Ke a itse gore tshwantse ke tlo bethela pina ele ya Intlitiyo ya misha ya ti 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 lena lena hey ya visa pina yo mama everything else like ti Sawara ke tlo fitla mama tlo utlwella pina e ba re tsamaya o bona bana ba ka eskhale bathong e re ke tshepe fela gore batho ba tla ira mmereko wa bona and then go lokisiwe dilo tse ba gaetso ke Women's Day gompieno bo mama re a le leboga ba botlhe re a le leboga go godisa setšhaba sa rona bo mama re a le leboga gane le tsere matsapa Pretoria ya duma ko Union Buildings bo Helen Khuzwayo le bo Lillian Wangoyi le bo Helen Joseph ba itlamile matheka ba re wa thintumfasi wa thintumbokoto ba rastrado mo nakweo ba re o tla swa wa tshwenya mosadi o tla swa o khotla mosisi ga o dira jalo General Maphonya tshwantse patale salary yaka ke yena motho e leng gore tshwantse a fe authority mama ya gore salary yaka e patelwe General Maphonya tshwantse ke nne le yena mo fatshe re bue a nkutlwelle impartiality o ska nna ntse re ai nna ke nna General Maphonya I'm leading the defense force and somebody is talking about the defense force there and then ke tlo mo ignore no General Maphonya you can't ignore me. You must serve and defend me in accordance with the constitution and the law. Ke ntwe ke rang General Maphonya mama mo videong e leng gore le ena o tlo e bona ba tlo tlhaloganya gore ke go boleletse selo se ba tlo tlhaloganya batho ba botlhe gore ke buile le wena this particular way ke kopa gore go motsege mama o ska utlwa botlhoko re butlwile botlhoko enough ke a itse gore ha ke na tšhelete ene batho ba ne ba ntheile gore look in front of you the defense force will look after you. They betrayed me. Ke nnete e iragetseng mama. And then ba bua maaka ka nna ba nagana gore ke tla tshwana le batho ba botlhe ba ba irileng the very same thing mo go bona. But Mangolele, he will give up, he will keep quiet, and then what, and then what. Batho ba teng ba ithuta gore bona ba tlo tswela pele ba phela maphelo a bona with ignorance of the reality of the country and its people that they have served, they serve and defend. Jaaka ba ne ba ikanne ba lelekisitse tšhelete mama e leng gore ba e kry-a ka di-brown envelope, and then ba destroy a country ya rona e leng gore gapeletsa gore e grounda di-forces tsa rona alongside. Dilo in the military ga di bereke ka ntlha gore batho ba ja tšhelete e le ditšhomi tsa bona. Outsourcing is killing the defense force. And then those who stand up and fight against the reality of the corruption that is happening in the defense force, they get to be persecuted as I am. So, fellow South Africans, understand my reality to be that of defending you. Fellow South Africans, mama, ba understand da gore I cannot toy, I cannot canvass to be the president. Ba understand da gore ke defenda molao. Ma Africa Borwa understand da gore ga molao o re turn left, everybody else must turn left, including Leena Ramaphosa. So nna ke nna selo se ke se irang seo mama go defenda molao. And in defending molao o Tate Ramaphosa tshwantse a tswe mo setulong. So in simple terms mama, a se gore ga ka ya ke latela di-procedures le di-processes ke kopa le bo David Mabuse as deputy president gore no, I'm removing this particular person and in accordance with the constitution and the law you must take over as president and then see to it or the 6th parliament is dissolved because president o tsamaile. What's up? Ba tlo ira ntho eo ba rather ba tlogele gore no, molao a o tswele pele o robegile, a o tswele pele o robegile, a o tswele pele o robegile, and then ke ntho e leng gore e wrong eo mama, ke ntho e leng gore tshwantse ke ilokise. Ke na le bana ba e tshwantseng ke ba godise, ba tlo nna le bana le bona ba ba tshwantseng ba ba godise. Ke nnete, ke nnete mama. And then ke ba godisang bana ba tshwantse ke ba godise ka nnete, wa e utlwisisa. So the reality ke gore mama, the resolve of South Africans as individuals and as a nation to live as equals, to live in peace and harmony, to be free from fear and want, and to seek a better life is national security. As must be reflected. The resolve to live in peace and harmony precludes any South African citizen from participating in armed conflict, nationally or internationally, except as provided for in terms of the Constitution or national legislation. National security must be pursued in compliance with the law, including international law. National security is subject to the authority of Parliament and the national executive. So, ke nnete eo. Yebo papo. Mama, re ke kgaogege.
Yeah, just continue. Hello, Mama.
Re tla bua ge, and then le nna ke batla gore
Just make yourself comfortable. Just sit downstairs and write and
Okay.
shit.
Sharp papa. Ke onke mama fitlhile disturb ntse ke bua le wena ke tshwere ke tlala le nna gale ke bua e mbolaile so mama ke nnete ge eo ya gore batho bona ba ntshwere so ba nkutlwisitse botlhoko thata ene ke go irela video e gore wena o tlhaloganye gore go iragetseng and then le gore nna ke dira eng ha ke kgone gore ke tswele pele ka bophelo ke bua maka ene maka go bua maka ke go saena for pension yaka ke dumela gore nna ya ke nnete ke ko tronkong for a period not exceeding 5 years ga wa nkgodisa yalo mama ha ke tlo tswela ka bophelo e ba e kare nna azanga ka ouna go ya ka molao koloi e tshwantseng e le gore tshwantse e lokisiwe ka molao a ke tlo dira dilo tseo tse leng gore batho bona ba itirela boithatelo ba bona mo go nna ebe ke ba tlogela batho ba teng ba tswele pele ka go itirela boithatelo mo go nna ba senya country ya rona le molao wa teng ba o violate ba e tlhakatlhakantsha mama ke na le moral responsibility to my subordinates batho ba ileng gore ba go tlase ga ka in rank ene batho bao ke humble mo go bona ka gonne le bona ke batho ba batona mostly o tlo kry le gore ke ba batona tshwanetse ke ikokobetse go ikokobetsa ga me mo go bona ga gore ga ka tshwanela go ira mmereko wa me ke a o ira mama and when I do my job I do it excellently I am good at that so ke tsona dilo tseo tse leng gore tshwanetse ke dire e re gona banong ke batla go lebella nako ke busy yona no tshwanetse go ira presentation ya di findings tsa this thing ba re ke selomang ya report just that presentation ke etelle mama and then eleng etelle so ha ke na energy ya gore ke ire ka one motho ga ona tšhelete motho ona le stress se sentsi and then distracted and then you can't focus but I must bring myself to focus in service and defense of my country and these people against all odds I must present the truth to the people and then history will judge me better in that particular regard gore ke eng kante selo se ilong gore sentse tsamaisa mo mmereko senkentsha mo mmerekong batho ba tshaba nna so batho ba bua maka yana ka nna ke eng selo se ilong gore batho ntse ba se fitla wa utlwisisa so ke sa se ke tla se tlhagisa mo pepeneneng gore setšhaba se sotlhe se bone se tlhaloganye kana anyway we are saving and defending the country and its people and then we must be accurate and diligent in service and defense of the country and its people so re tla e bona ntho e gore e iragala yang mama nna fela ke kopa gore o ska utlwa botlhoko anymore ke kopa gore o itumele mama ke kopa gore o siame mo moyeng wa utlwisisa mama ke a o kopa ke a itse ra wa siama mo moyeng ke a itse gore ga wa itumela ke a itse ba tlompona ke tsena go ga ke reila koloi o tlampona go ga ke tsena ke reila koloi o tlampona nnete ke bophelo nnete ke yona e leng gore ya pholosa mama ene morena Jesu modimo o e bone yotlhe tshokolo ya me mo tshokolong ya me o ntataisitse modimo wa rona o ntataisitse batho ba South Africa ntse ba ntlhokometse ba make sure gore no ha ke robale ke sa ja ee ke a itse gore a ka tshwanna ke tlhokomelwa ke batho ne ke tshwantse ke itlhokometse eng and then gore ke itlhokomele ke tlhoka tšhelete e yaka e batho ba ganang ka yona. Ke kopa gore le tlhaloganyeng situation yaka ya gore ke a gana nna mama bathong ke a gana nnang gore ke tlo nna ntse ke dumelana le corruption criminal activity ke supporte ke ganne ke punishetswa nnete ke ganne go joina corruption ya Samuel Hlongwane ke ganne go ba le brakane la hae le leng gore le pusha corruption ke ganne mama ke a gana le no ke a leboga mama ke a go rata nna sentle I love you mama.